Hello, lovely people. I see there's lots of people in the chat room already. I want to introduce my guest here. She's become, I dare say, a friend of mine. Her name is JoAnne Eisen from Reach the Unlimited. She has her own show, and well, I'm going to get you to talk about yourself. I mean, I could call you some labels, medium, and so on, but why don't you talk about yourself, about who you are,
Well,
JoAnne?
thank you, Sharon. I appreciate you having me. I'm very honored. I am a psychic evidential medium. That's a lot. But I am an
Yeah,
evidential medium, meaning when I do readings, I'm doing evidence in the readings. I still bring in the
right.
essence, but it's very evidential based. I do that. I do coaching. I have my own show, Reach the Unlimited, which is similar to what we're doing now, which is a
Exactly.
interview
Absolutely.
talk show. And the
Yes.
reason that I started that was because from my experience when I was going through my awakening and process, I realized that I was stuck in a paradigm and I couldn't come out of it because I wouldn't allow myself to. And I needed to expand my thinking. And so it really showed me how much we can get into our own patterns and our own way of thinking and not have that confidence to break out of that and just ask the question. Because I know for me, I was afraid to know the answers, right? It would mean that I would have to
Hmm.
really think about it and maybe change my life, which I did. And a lot of people don't like that. So that's why I started my
Right.
show is I have many different people on to explore many different conversations in hopes for people to think about their
You
life
have
and
fantastic interviews. You have fantastic people on.
well,
That's
thank
that's why I'm one of your loyal followers.
you
I
are.
love popping in. Yes, yes.
You've been there
Can
for
you
a
tell
long
us how?
time.
Yeah, you have, but I want more people to be exposed to you because you have
Oh,
such great guests and such great insights. The conversations are great. So it's JoAnne at Reach the Unlimited, and that's on Facebook. You do lives, right?
I do lives. It streams on Facebook and YouTube.
And
and
YouTube.
and Twitter as well. And yeah, every Thursday at 4 o'clock, unless I interview people all over the world. So sometimes that time changes depending on my guest and where they're
Right.
from. And if it's midnight at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. But yeah, every Thursday, usually at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And your YouTube channel is called
Reach
Reach the
the Unlimited.
Unlimited?
It's a marketing
Okay.
thing. It's a brand.
Okay, well, right. So I'll after we do this show, I'll put your information below the video.
All
But
right.
or if someone finds her information on YouTube, there's a bunch of my people here that are my moderators. They would love. They'll probably come up with your channel information and put it in the chat. So, okay, I'm just going to say hello to a few people. And by the way, I had JoAnne scheduled for, I think it was mid-March, but Mary Street couldn't make it today. She's got a sick family member. So JoAnne's also my teacher. She's teaching me mediumship. And I asked her after the class, I said, do you feel like coming on the channel today and having fun with me? And she said, yes. So I'm
I'm
so
not afraid
excited.
of live shows these days. So
Oh, no, neither am I.
yeah.
It's like breathing for me now. Okay, who's whacking who in there? Wayne, what are you up to?
I'm watching that. These guys
I
are
think
fun.
I think I think they're whacking Wayne. I think he's being the troll. Okay, hi Maureen and Juliet and Catherine, Michelle, my belle, and Tammy. Tara living with Vanessa. I saw your interview with Sonia Rain Lee. She's a fascinating woman. Jane the Seeker. She has her own show. There's lots of readers in here. There's Gina
Uh-huh.
M. I think Gina's from the UK.
Oh,
And Sherry H., she really is the voice from the swamp. She lives down in Louisiana. Who else? Oh, and there's my buddy. There is Lisa, Spirit Intuitive Tarot, my BFF.
hi,
Thanks for
Lisa.
dropping in. And Lisa knows
Mm-hmm.
JoAnne as well, and Brenda. Brenda's been a guest on my show, and I'm trying to get Wayne Rich and his wife to come on. Wayne's
Oh,
a tarot reader, but he's a scaredy cat. He won't come on. But
it's
I
a,
keep working on.
it's a,
It is a lot.
Well,
It's
it's a
not.
lot
It's not.
scarier from that side, but when you actually get over here, you realize it's not
Yeah.
that big of a deal. It's
It's
actually
not a
fun.
big deal.
I would encourage you
Exactly.
to do it, Ron. You would love it. It's really fun to interact
And
with.
Ron is here. Ron from um, Unconditional Love Tarot. Let's see, who else do I see here? And of
I'm going
course,
to have to go
Lisa and Wayne have a good time. They have too much fun. Jackie, nice to see you. I think I got everybody, but they're having a good time in there already without us, JoAnne.
I see that.
So
I
I'm
love the
just,
from the swamp. That
oh,
is really cool.
yeah. Okay, look,
Oh,
Michelle was on it. I knew you'd do it, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle.
all you have to do is
And
put Reach Unlimited. You'll find me. It's everywhere.
right, Scott, nice to see you. I've seen you on other channels, and I don't want to miss anybody here. I think if I miss somebody, I'm sorry. Oh, Lauren, I see you. Okay, so can you give us a bit of your journey, like where you started, or just as
Oh,
long as you want, JoAnne?
oh,
You can do the abridged version. You can do the
I have
Cole's
a lot.
notes, whatever you want to do.
Well, I grew up in a very religious background. Like I said, it was very strict and rigid, and I went through a couple different forms of religion. And
Mm-hmm.
so to come out of that was really a challenge for me. I had to go through all the retraining of my mind and belief system, which isn't always an easy thing to do. So I started that process, which ultimately changed my life completely, obviously. And I somehow came across this tarot reader years ago. And she
Mm-hmm.
ended up doing some classes, and I took some of her classes. And through that, I started my more intuitive side, which I always had, but I never
Mm-hmm.
acknowledged because in my obviously background, that wasn't looked at as a good thing. But when I was a child, I had this because I have a knowing. And so I would have this knowing about something and just say it. And clearly that didn't go over well
Right.
when I was a kid. So, but it taught me to shut my voice down and not use my voice. And so it
Yeah.
really happened where a couple years ago, well, probably about 10 years ago now, I knew that I needed to make some changes and I started my spiritual path and awakening. A friend of mine, it's a funny short story. I was starting to awaken and I had a really close friend and she convinced me to go to Sedona, which was not okay with me because that's
Oh.
the place of the devil in Sedona, if anybody knows Sedona. And when we were going into Sedona, she ripped into this psychic store. And I'm like, I can't go in there. I can't go in there. I mean, that's really how bad I was. I can't go in there.
Oh,
And
wow.
I ended up getting a
Oh,
reading
wow.
from this gentleman who about flipped my world about 5 times over. And that really started my path, but I had no intention ever on being a medium. And I had some friends that would be like the ghost whisperers and they would go out and slay the dragons or whatever. And I'm like, you all do that. I'm just going to be the intuitive over here in my little closet and not come out of it. And one day I just got this tap on the shoulder that it was time for me to do mediumship. So I started my journey in that. And I just love mediumship, connecting people with their loved ones on the other side and being able to show that person that person really is alive still, because that's what mediumship is about. It's about showing that
Exactly.
your loved ones on the other side are still alive. They're not dead. And they are working with you and helping you and guiding you and directing your life in whatever way they possibly can. Whether you're intuitive or not, they're always there with you. And whether you know they're working with you, they absolutely are. And so to be able to bring people together and prove that they're still existing and that they still are with you and they love you is just the most amazing gift. So that's kind of been the shorter
Isn't it?
version of the path.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like in our class this morning, Joanne. It's interesting how many of us are former
Yes.
Catholics.
In fact, I had and there's
Not
nothing,
that no, no. I
nothing
know
wrong with
exactly what you're going to say.
There's
No,
nothing wrong with where you are because we're all on a path. This is my belief. We're all on a path for a specific reason, whether it be in religion, whether it be in woo woo, whether you're a medium or whatever you're doing, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Because in my
that's right.
belief system and from my experience with dealing with the spiritual world, we're just doing what we're supposed to do for our soul's progression. We're just here to learn. And so when you're whatever you are and whatever religious sect you're in, that's where you're
Yeah.
supposed to be. For me in my path, I was supposed to challenge that. I was supposed to say, what is truth for me? And that's ultimately what we're here to do, is ask, what is truth for me? What do I believe, or what feels right for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And of course, I just had a conversation with somebody about all of the people in religions that are going to go to hell forever. And when you talk to a
Oh,
religious person about that, in their beliefs, of course, everybody's going to hell. So it's interesting how your perspective on life can change so drastically.
well, I know as a child, I picked up the belief, or I don't know if it was directly said to me, but I just picked up the belief that I should feel sorry for anyone else who was not the chosen ones, who are not Catholics, because they're not going to go to heaven. Did you
Yes.
have that? Yeah. See,
Oh, definitely. Yes.
yeah.
It
See,
used
that's
to
wrong.
bother me when I was a kid and think that how many millions of
Oh,
people on this planet are going to all go to hell? What was the point of them coming? Why would
yeah.
God,
Yeah.
however, we all have a different version
Yeah.
of that. Why would he allow
Yeah.
people to come here and suffer,
Right.
go through this life that's not easy? No matter how good you have it, life is still difficult, right? We have our ups and
Yeah.
our downs, the problems in our
Absolutely.
life, and then they're going to go just to disintegrate forever into nothingness. It just didn't make any sense to me.
No, no, no. And uh I was yeah, I didn't I would listen to these sermons and oh, did I ever tell you, Deanne, sorry, JoAnne, I said Deanne because I just looked at Deanne's comment. She's going to be a
Mhm.
guest, I think March the 5th. Looking
Ah,
forward to it.
yay.
Um I know you meet so many wonderful people doing this.
Oh, yeah.
I have all these wonderful online friends. And
Yes,
anyways,
I
so
married
as a child, I
mine,
know,
online friends.
yeah,
I love it.
exactly. So I was, yeah, I'd be listening to the sermons,
Mhm.
going, well, what's this? Even as a teenager and a young adult. And my mother raised us in the Catholic faith until, we had to go to we went to Catholic school until I was grade 5. Um, anyways, and then after that didn't, but we had to go to catechism. So, and I had to do that till I was age 16. And then my mom said, okay, I've done my job, I've done my duty, but it's up to you if you want to follow that path.
Right.
But
I
she
had a
wasn't,
I had a very similar experience to that. Very similar.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So here I am in grade 3, JoAnne, and
Mhm.
the oh, what did you call the the head priest of the parish? There was a certain name for him, but anyways, the head of the parish, he came.
Or
That's right, Jane. Jane the Seeker is going to be my guest next week. That's right.
oh, yay.
Um, I know. See, all my guests, a lot of my guests are in the chat. See, there's so many readers in here right now.
Mhm.
Anyways, I was in grade 3, and I still remember his name, Father Hintfee. He's giving out the report cards, so he comes to mine, and school was easy for me.
Uh-huh.
And so he looks at my report card, and it says A, religion, D.
I can relate with that. Oh my gosh. Totally.
I go, well, how did I screw that up? And then I remembered there was one test. I mean, I was a good girl. There was one test, and I knew I screwed it up. And
Yeah.
so my mark was based on that one test. That's
Yeah.
terrible. But anyways, he looks at the report card. We'll have to do something about that. That's all he said. I died 1,000 deaths because it was the first time I'd seen that grade myself. And I thought, oh my God.
Oh my, that is funny.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Well, we go
Anyways,
through some interesting roads to get to where we are, don't we?
we do to where we are. Absolutely. Hi, Viviani. Yes, that's right, Jane. Readers need readers too.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So, um, Gosh, we could talk about so many things.
I know.
Is there anything that pops into your head? Or we could go with some questions. These guys are good at asking questions.
What do you guys want to
Shall we
hear
do
about?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you want to hear about? We can
One thing
continue
I
this
know,
discussion or
one thing I
oh,
think about me, I have an
yes.
opinion about anything.
Yeah, I can talk about anything too. Just not popping into my head right now.
Well, tell
But
everybody what started your path down spirituality.
oh, they know it all. I've told it so many times. I'm not going to say it again, but
So, what is your
yeah.
aspirations to where you want to go from here? Where do you want to go next?
Um, where do I want to go next? Well, I want to widen the horizons on this channel. Like, it's not just tarot. It's not just readings. I want to have conversations like this. I want to have panel discussions. In fact, I'll definitely invite you for one of those. Could even be some book club stuff on spirituality topics. So I'm going to do that, but also I can see myself, like when COVID's over, I can see myself doing some retreats and things like that.
Oh,
Although
yeah.
doing it online, I mean, I could definitely handle that. I've taught online, so it's not that I couldn't do it that way. But I still see myself having, like in my house, having not this house. I am manifesting a house for me.
Oh,
Not
good.
sure how it's going to happen, but I am manifesting a house.
That's not our problem. We
No,
manifest
it's
in
not
spirit.
our problem.
That's right.
Exactly. We're going to manifest a house, and I can see people coming to my house, and even leading meditation classes or mediumship classes, or I mean, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit.
It is. It
Reach the
absolutely.
unlimited.
I
So I
know.
can see
Yeah.
I can see myself doing that. So or being guests on other in other people's retreat. I could see going to Sedona, maybe being a speaker at some point. That's
Absolutely. In fact, I'm working on a retreat there.
let's manifest. Let's
Yeah.
manifest it, JoAnne.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
make it
I love
happen.
that idea. Oh, what you could do in Sedona. Oh, I went to a week retreat
Oh
there.
yeah.
Oh my God, it was amazing. The energy there is amazing. It's funny you said about doing some kind of chat, like group chat, or I can't remember the word you used, but
Yes.
I'm actually going to do a series on my show called The Round Table, where I'm going to have
Yeah.
4 or 5 different people and we're going to take on subjects. And so we're going to
Yeah.
actually take on mediumship in a couple weeks, which will be really cool. I'm really excited. And again, it's going to be the panel, and then we're going to bring
Hmm.
the questions up so people can ask
Right.
the questions. So come on, we'll answer the questions. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
That will be
Yeah.
fun. You will love that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's I said a panel discussion. Same thing. A round table.
Yeah. Round.
Your group Zoom.
Yeah.
I'd like to discuss like women's issues too, not
Oh,
just, I
yeah.
mean, spiritual too, but women's issues,
Yeah.
even mental health stuff. Although I'm not a counselor, I'm not trained, but we can still, kind of help each other with how do you fight depression, that kind of thing. I mean, I
Absolutely.
don't feel depressed anymore. I fought depression all my life and I don't feel it anymore. Unless there's a situation, for example, a
Right.
death in the family, some tragedy. Of course, I'm going to feel that. But
Yeah.
on an
Well,
everyday basis, yeah,
we were talking
everyday
about that
basis.
this morning. I'm sorry, there's a
Yes.
lag here. So I'm not used to being
Yes,
on
I
this.
have there. Well, also there's a lag because I'm on satellite. So sometimes there can be like a
Oh,
2-second lag. Although it
yeah.
can't be bad because I'm not seeing it too much in our conversation.
Yeah, no, it's not bad, but I have to get used to that. I'm not into the rhythm of the lag yet. We were talking
Oh,
about
okay.
that this morning, about depression, and how depression is just a form of not really standing into your truth, not being who you are, and
Yes.
being frustrated
Yes.
with that, or not knowing how to go forward with that. Depression is a real, especially
Mm-hmm.
today, as I don't,
Mm-hmm.
the world is in a mess right now, so definitely we're going to be feeling it. Oh,
Thanks,
thank you,
Michelle,
Michelle.
for posting that again.
Very nice of you.
Yeah. Oh, hey, these guys, we're so supportive of each other. In
Hmm.
fact, anybody in the chat, you have license to post your own channel links as well. We do that all the time. I won't say who they are, but we
Yes.
all know who we're talking about. Some readers, well, they won't let like Lisa and I always encourage people, if you want to read cards in the background and give a little input, go right ahead. We're not threatened by that. But I know of a group of readers that they slap your hand. In fact, they'll boot you out if you do it too much. Like, nope, you're not allowed to do that. Like,
Well,
where do
there's
they
some
get off?
egos. There's some egos in readers. I've seen them. I'm a part of a couple of the few that I know and love. In fact, I had Johnny on my show quite a few times, which I love Johnny.
I love Johnny
Apprentice
too.
Sarah. I love, yeah. But there's some others that I've just stopped watching.
Yeah.
Is that a troll?
Yes, I'm just gonna get it. Somebody else will probably get it, but let's see if I can get him.
Yeah. Thanks, Jonathan,
Okay,
but no cigar.
Yeah.
Try again.
Sorry. Gina says the link doesn't work. So, Michelle, could you check that link? Or
so what kind of retreat do you want to do? What do you want to do for a retreat? What's in your heart for that?
This is turning into an interview of me.
I know, right? I can't help it. It's part of my nature.
You can't help yourself.
I like interviewing people.
Yeah, I do too. Well, just even starting people off on their path, beginning mediumship, beginning. I don't know if I want to teach tarot so much.
Mm-hmm. Why would that be that you wouldn't want to teach tarot? Just out of curiosity.
It's too much information.
All the cards I have in front of me are not tarot. I love tarot. I like it, but I feel like it puts me too in my mental mind, where when I use the oracle cards, because when I read, I'm not really reading the cards, I'm reading the energy. And so I'll just use cards as a kind of platform to go off of something that I'm already come up with. So, but when I'm doing the tarot, then I feel like I'm too much in a linear, logical way of thinking. And so I'm not allowing the expression of spirit to come out and be able to share with that.
That's why I don't want to do it. You've hit the nail on the head. But yes, I do tarot, but I read tarot intuitively. So yes, I have the base foundation of the information I've learned, but I use it intuitively. In fact, the reason I have so many decks is because I'll be drawn to a certain deck, and some will. It's the image I'm drawn to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the thing about it though is that people that do, and I'm not putting anybody down here. I know people that do this, that do the tarot. That if you don't do it that way, then you're looked down upon. So to me, it's like I don't even have to go there. I'll just do the oracle cards, and I have a lot of it. In fact, do you have the naughty? I call them the naughty. It's called the Rebel deck.
Which one?
Have you ever heard of the Rebel?
I do. I do.
They are my favorite cards.
They're hilarious. I know. In fact, I'll probably be pulling some naughty cards today.
Well, I have mine actually right here, but I wasn't sure what's acceptable here or not. But
what I was going to say is I've got these different decks. They're all so different. And I have oracle cards as well. It's what I'm drawn to. And I just read intuitively. Like I'll look at a spread and go, I have no idea what this means. And I just trust and I start talking.
That's right.
And it comes. And it
comes.
You
guys that don't do readings, that's what you do. Absolutely. You just start talking and spirit talks through you. Can I go back to the person who said, what does it mean when you have a dream about cutting a snake's head off? I thought that was a very interesting.
Do you dream analysis?
Kind of. Okay. So what does it mean when you cut a snake's head off in your dream? So when I read that, Juliet, the feeling that I got is that you're feeling constricted. You're feeling like you can't be yourself. And that's your way of trying to break yourself away from the person or the people. I feel like there's a couple people that are like being
that's what I felt.
To you, not trusting you, not listening to you, not letting you be yourself. So that's your way of trying to wrap your head around it or make some sense out of it. But you have to realize in that dream, you're also, my feeling when we dream, we're always working. We're out in the ethers, we're astral traveling, we're going back to home and working with our team and whatever it is that we're working on. But I feel like in your subconscious mind, you're trying to figure out how to break away or be able to put distance between you and those people, and you're really not sure how to do it. So that's your analogy of, how do I cut their head off? How do I cut this at the core and walk away from it? And I feel like it's just having that confidence within yourself that you're going to be able to do that. But I feel like you're still going through a process. When I see you, it's almost like you're still going step by step by step by step by step, when actuality, all you have to do is take the big step. Because what I feel like you're doing is you're allowing these people around you to confine you, to keep you back. It's their belief system, not your belief system. But you're not confident enough. And there's nothing wrong with this process, but to say, no, I'm going to step into my power. I'm going to do it my way. And I don't give an F what anybody thinks about it, which is hard for us to do, right? All of us still deal with that part of us that care about what other people think, especially with it and I feel like these people are close to you. It's not like they're coworkers or people like that. They're people like, or either family. I feel like one's family, but friends as well. I think that there's a good friend. It feels like somebody close to you. So it's just you being able to figure out in your own mind, how can I break away from this?
Yeah. I just want to make sure that Manasseh, I'm not a tarot hater at all. I use my tarot skills a lot. I love the tarot. In fact, if I go a few days without reading, I get antsy. But I'm just saying, it's a tool, and I bring other gifts in with it. That's all. But I love the tarot. I hope I didn't give you the idea. No, tarot is wonderful.
And I do too. I don't have anything against it. It's just for me and my readings, my theory on this, which I can't prove, but it's my theory, is I had a past life in this that didn't go well, is what I really feel like. And I'm not making this up. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make peace. Like, I have tarot cards. I have a lot of tarot cards. This is actually, I'm sure you guys have seen this one of my favorite tarot cards, because this isn't quite so, point blank tarot card. Yeah. But for me, it's just, it makes me more mental. So I love tarot. I still read it. I still use them. It's just, that's not my go-to, because I'll get mental when I use it.
Okay. So she must have been talking about some other people, because she said, no, we didn't. We weren't dissing tarot at all. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Jane, I get messages too when I'm shuffling. I get messages. I'll see cards when I'm shuffling. It's all sorts of stuff. And I'm having fun. And these guys know this. And I sent you some samples, a picture of samples. I've been making my own cards, which was not my own idea. Andrea from Lilac Lantern. Yeah.
I've wanted to do that. I just haven't done that.
I'm not an artist. I just, try the best I can.
But that's what you do this for.
Jail. Here's an offering.
I love it.
Yeah, I just love it. Get out of your head.
Oh yeah, that's a good one for me.
See the joy in the small things. Just all sorts of stuff like that. Wisdom. I think I showed you that one. There's all sorts of them, and there's even, I'm going to say, there's some funny ones here too. Like, I got this from Sonia. She said, I have no idea. I think there's more. I think I got about 50 cards here, and I just keep adding.
Yeah.
I even got the poop card.
This is the
WTF. See, there's tons here, but there's one here that I wanted to show you.
You just need to do it. That's what Canva's for.
Just do it. I just started. Started it. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, of course I can't find that.
Look at how many people told you the same thing.
Oh, it was the last card in the deck.
Oh, how
I got this from Sonia. IDK. I don't know. Fuck it and move on.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. So anyways, I've had fun. And when I think of a card, I just add it.
Yeah, I love that. Are you going to have
Yeah.
like 100 cards, or are you going to make another deck?
I don't know. I don't know.
You'll go along as you go, as you figure it out, right?
It's just happening organically. Yeah, WTF. That's right, Jane.
Yeah, yeah. I love it. Okay,
So
so back to
anyways,
our original question, though. If you did a
yes,
retreat, what
yes.
would you do the retreat on? We got
Oh, there
sidetracked.
you go again, interviewing me. Well, I think I would. Well, I wouldn't be opposed to doing a tarot workshop where people know the basic meanings like they know it, but just show them how you can read intuitively. Some of the things you could do, like your attention will be brought to a certain image in the card, or you'll get a certain feeling, or or an image will hit you. I mean, I could teach how to intuitively read as well as on as another layer of to put on the meanings. Yeah. So,
but what would your theme be? What would your overall purpose for the retreat be? Like self-help, growth, personality? What would it be?
I think just growth. I think just your
Growth,
spiritual growth. Yeah, whatever. There's so many topics you could go into.
Definitely.
Some of this, I mean, I'm developing my own gifts, so I'm not ready to do any of that. But I mean, certainly, even just maybe manifestation or yeah. I mean, I have practiced that for most of my life. I think I've told a lot of the folks who've heard this story. Like, I can remember as a brand new teacher, this going back to 1981, I wanted to buy a car. So I decided on which car I wanted. And then I just thought, well, I'm going to manifest this. I pictured exactly what I wanted, color, everything. And I was manifesting, but I wanted to get a good deal. So I just waited and I was manifesting it when my sister phoned me up and she said, look, I'm going out with a car salesman. If you want to buy a car, if you're interested in, a Chevrolet back then, why don't you get I know you'll get a good deal with this guy and you better do it quickly because I'm going to dump him. It was somebody she was going out with.
I love that.
I said, okay. So anyways, I know how I've been manifesting. Well, I walk into the dealership, and in the dealership, in the display room, is exactly the car I wanted.
I love it.
And I said, holy shoot, that's the one I want. Right down to the color, everything. And he said, oh, we just moved that in off the lot this afternoon.
I hope everybody on your channel, I'm sure they do with you there at the helm of the wheel. I'm sure they do. But manifestation is about your intention and knowing that's going to come through. And so many people that I work with, they're like, I'm manifesting this, but they always doubt. Like they're okay, I don't really think it's going to come true or whatever. But it's really that because the universe hears our intention, our energy. I mean, it's all energy. So if you have this energy of I'm not really going to get it, even though you're trying to manifest it, they hear the no. They hear the opposite of what you want because of your energy. And that's the hardest thing about manifesting is to keep that positive seeing ahead. I have to say that we need to hire Jane because I love her idea of women weaving dreams. Now, the only change that I would make is weaving dreams. Because you don't want to exclude the men. There's a lot of woo-woo, really amazing
there
men.
is. There's a lot of good men out there.
We hire you, Jane.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
I mean, I'm on the other team, but I still love men. I still love them. I have great men friends.
They have great contributions to our world. There's a lot of really
Wayne is one of those men. Oh, Debsy. Now, Debsy is naughtier than me, if you can believe it. I mean, of course, we have arguments about this all the time.
Oh, she says, hilarious.
Yeah, I'm going to manifest a cute, firm booty. Well, I could firm up my booty a little bit more if you want.
Squat, here I come. I love that. Let me know when you get it.
Yeah, let us know, Dizzy. Let us know, Deb. She's so funny. And she's such an angel. She has her mother, she's taking care of her mother in her home. She's their primary caregiver, and Deb was a nurse. She's looking after her mom. I think that's just so fantastic. I've manifested jobs, like certain teaching postings. I would look at a posting that would come out in the district, and I'd look at it. I'd see it, and I'd get an energy about, no, that's not the one. I wouldn't apply for it.
Yeah.
And then I get another one. No, that's not the one. And then finally go, oh. And all of a sudden I could feel myself in the school, talking to the staff members, being with the kids, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And I would go into that interview knowing that job was mine. No, this job's mine. And I have, over the years, JoAnne, I have batted 100%.
And that's exactly what you said. You could feel the energy behind it, that you
Yeah.
knew it was your job.
Yeah.
And once you do
Yeah.
that, the universe is like, okay, there's nobody else ready for this job. My daughter's going for a job right now, and I have been really coaching her because she can get into her head about, you know what, if you do that, you're going to lose it because you are in the running. I can feel in the energy. It's between you and another person. So you need to keep seeing yourself in that job in confidence, or it's not going to happen. It's going to go to this other woman. So you gotta have that energy behind it for sure. And that's not easy to do.
And
doubt
my
in our
first
brain is common.
Yeah, my first teaching job, I was at a school, and I didn't like the school. I didn't like the principal. I didn't like the staff. It just wasn't a good fit for me. I mean, I certainly did my job and all that, but I had another person who was doing the same job as I was doing. I had a protected. Oh, hold on, whack control. I mean, my mods can do it, but.
Hey, when you see it like that, you have to react. I know I do. I just say, I'm sorry, you're not.
If I missed it,
bye.
Yeah, if I missed it, you guys, you go ahead and whack him. Just don't unwhack him. Yeah, no, Lisa. All right, Lisa, you came late to the conversation. No, Debbie's trying to firm up her ass. Oh, I guess I did say that.
Yes,
that
you
too.
did.
But
You said I
apparently,
was.
yeah, but no, apparently, no. But it's Lisa. It's Deb that wants to firm up her ass. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, I was in a first year teaching, young teacher, and I didn't like the school I was in, and I was have these meetings with another teacher who had the same job that I did. We were in special ed, and she said she just loved it at her school, loved the staff. I would go visit her there, and I thought this feels so good. So, anyways, I started manifesting. I want to have a job at her school, and that the original person that took my interview. That's a story, manifestation and story of how I got the interview too. But anyway, she remembered me from well, I'll tell you that story. So I got out of university. There was such a glut on the market for teachers when I trained as a teacher that it was really hard to get a job. You really had to know someone to get a job. You had to have an in. So there was a year there that I joined was employed by an educational publishing company. And it was as a rep. And so I had a big sales territory. I had all the province of British Columbia and Alberta. That's quite a bit of traveling. And I went to the different school boards and I flogged our educational texts. What it did for me was it gave me the confidence because I was interviewing, working with directors of instruction or small towns, the deputy superintendent or the superintendent. So I was talking to these high mucky mucks in education and just got so used to it, that it didn't bother me. So, but I wanted to take another stab at getting a job. So what I did was I phoned up, and a friend gave me this idea. So I phoned up the superintendent of this big district in BC. I think the biggest in BC. And I said to the secretary, I said, yes, I'd like to talk to whatever his name was. Said, oh, he's in a meeting. Oh, I said, oh, would you just tell him, I was living in Calgary at that point. I said, would you tell him Sharon Lee from Calgary would like to talk to him. You just give him that message. I just did it as if I knew him.
love it.
So I did it maybe 4 or 5 more times, and she said, "Oh, no, I'm sorry, he's in a meeting." Oh, she says, "Look, I'll give him your number and he'll phone you back." And he did.
I mean, look at that. Look
And
at you.
I know, I know. So, and this is when I was young, like 25 years old. So I, so Sharon
Uh,
made money with her gift of gab besides being a teacher? Oh, yes. Yes, I did. Anyways,
uh,
and really, I didn't have the gift of gab back then. I was, it was all, it was all not fake it till you make it because I was very shy.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
so, anyways, I said, you must be wondering who this lady is from Calgary. And so I said to him, I'm really interested in, applying for a job in your district, but I want to know because back then there weren't a lot of special ed programs or for learning disabled or for, that kind of thing in the high school. I'm going back to 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So I said, I just want to know what kind of programs do you have? Because if you do have some programs that, are progressive, I'd really like to, look into that. So he told us, told me, and then he said, you really should talk to my director of instruction. So it was, but he said, you got a strong reading background. I was a reading specialist. So talk to our director of instruction. Of reading. So I talked to her. Came in for, I know what it was. She phoned me and I said, listen, look, I'm coming in for the May long weekend uh, for I don't know, I made up some business thing, right?
Uh-huh.
And I said, but before I fly back to Calgary, I said, I do have some time on Monday afternoon, actually at 2 o'clock. Could I drop in and talk to you about your programs?
This is like the classic manifestation expert because that is what you have to do. Make it, do it,
Yeah,
live it.
so I was doing, I mean, I was scared to death. It was my friend that pushed me to do it. So I did it. And I went for the interview and she was so impressed with me. She said, well, I can't offer you a full-time job, but I have a summer job, for kids that need to have help in reading. I said, sure, I'll take it. And before the summer ended, she she was talking to somebody else. Oh, I know, it was somebody else that got a hold of me that hired me for the year for a special ed program. And so, but as I said, first year of teaching, was not happy with where I was in the school. So what happened was this original person that interviewed me, director of the reading department, she called me and she said, I'd like to offer you full time, but as a reading teacher. And I said, oh, well, I don't know if I'd really want to entertain that unless I was at Newton Junior Secondary. I named the school. And she says, it so happens the opening is Newton Junior Secondary.
Oh, wow. Do you
And
love
this
that
is
or what?
out of 100 plus schools. So I took it, of course.
Yeah, of course. That
Okay, so
you are
I won't bore you.
No,
What's
I
that?
think that I want to go on with that U.S. Fisher with his not a right post in there is still there. Somebody wants to delete him. You don't want anybody clicking on that at 4:42.
Oh, well, I
The
have
guy who was
my mods,
it's still
my
there. I
mods
want
can
to
do
make
that.
sure he's gone
I
because
don't
those
mods
people need
No,
to
no,
go.
we still see it. We still see it
Yeah,
in
it's still
StreamYard.
here.
But
Yeah.
trust me, they've
Oh, it's there. Okay, good. Okay.
yeah,
I
don't
just
worry
don't
about it.
because that's like really
Yeah,
bad stuff.
we don't see it
You know,
go.
we need to talk more in just general about that because that's the way manifestation is done is by acting it
Well, that's
out,
why I'd like
playing it
to.
to the end.
That's okay. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I see myself walking down the hallways. I see myself
yeah,
doing that. The postings, I
exactly.
get a feel for the reading. I even do it in well, I did it today. But I'll read back when you just had your classified ads. Um, I was looking for a substantial person. I was looking for a travel trailer.
Mhm.
And I read the ads, and I go, oh, that one. That one feels right. When I go, I look at it. Yep, this is the one. So I wasn't doing the footwork, actually going physically and looking at all these trailers. I do the footwork in my mind.
Exactly. And you know it's yours. See, that's the backing of it. You can say this is what I want,
Yeah.
but you have to know it's yours. Nobody else
You
is
have
going
to
to
know
take
it's
it.
mine.
That's
Yeah.
manifestation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. That is amazing. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
to
So
answer,
I did it today.
go ahead.
I've been wanting to get this. I've been wanting to get this particular laptop, and
Uh-huh.
it's actually a tablet with an attached keyboard, but
Uh-huh.
it's really, for the price of it, it's very, a lot of value for your money. I mean, I don't want to spend any more money on an expensive laptop. This one, anyways, fit the bill, but I still didn't want to pay the price, and they're on sale. And I thought, I saw one at the price
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted, and so I'm looking online and I'm looking at this ad. It was the right price. Like, it was a clear $150, $175 off the price. And I thought, oh, that's great. That's what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for months, because I just
Yeah.
didn't feel it was the right time. And if I did any cards on it, just say, no, be patient, be patient.
Uh-huh.
So, so I go online, I threw some cards and I said, is this a financially good move for me to do? And yes. And it said manifest, and yes. So I went online and looked, and there was one at that price, but it was open box, and I didn't know about the outfit. So I threw cards on the particular company that was doing it. It wasn't the computer company. And I said, should I trust this seller? No. And I
Mm-hmm.
felt that anyway. The cards just, yeah. So then I did some others. What kept coming up then was the card patience. No, just wait. This is not the one. Just wait. And then I
Mm-hmm.
got one from a reputable seller. I can go pick it up. And I just knew
Yeah.
that was the one. And it wasn't an open box. It was brand new
What you're talking about
at
to
the
me
same
is really
price.
interesting because it's not about 100% manifestation. It's about following
Mm-hmm.
your gut, your guidance. And we all are guided, but how
Yes,
many
yes,
of us
yes.
don't believe our guidance? And we question. I mean,
Yeah.
when I first started, I didn't even hear my team talking to me. I call my team my guides, my angels, everybody. It's all a team to help me go through this life. And so I would not listen all the time, right? And you know those times where you're like, damn, I knew I should have done that. Dang, I knew I should have gone there. Or, that's where my keys were. I knew they were there and I didn't go look because I knew better than what my intuition was telling me. And when you start listening to that, that's that guidance that you're pulled to go do
Mm-hmm.
something or be somewhere or know where something is. And I know all of us have had that, right? When you lose your keys and you're like, somehow you just know it's under the bed, but you don't go look under the bed because it didn't really like yell at you. No, I'm under the bed. You're thinking, no, I left it next to the fireplace, or it's over there on the kitchen table, or I left it in the car or my purse or whatever. And then you finally go look under the bed and there they are. I mean, how many times has that happened to us? It's because we're not listening to our intuition, to that gut feeling of, because they're trying to talk to us all the time about everything in our lives, all the decisions we
Yeah.
make. Yeah,
Well, I was manifesting it as well. I agree that when I was
yeah,
actually
it's both.
looking for it, I was doing
It was
my gut. But I did manifest from what said, no, I'm going to manifest the right thing, because I was thinking of some other things, getting an
right.
Apple product, but they're way too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And they're good, but they're way too expensive. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need that kind of quality. So so over months I thought, no, I'm going to manifest this. I'm going to get it at the
Right.
right price. I'll decide on the right thing. And then when I
Right.
finally, today I threw cards. In fact, I threw cards during your class because it hit me. And that's when I got manifest, yes. And so I knew after the class that I had to go
Right.
look.
Well, that's the point,
Anyways,
though. It's
yeah. But you know what? Yeah. But
manifesting it.
yeah, what,
Sorry.
you don't just sit there and go, I manifest that. You manifest it, you get into the energy of it, you align
Yeah,
yourself to it, but you have to do
exactly.
the work too.
You have
It's
to
not
do
going
the
to
work.
go poof
Exactly. Come to
like
your
I'm
door
poofing
and
appear
knock
on your
on it.
desk.
Computer. I'm here for you. This is me. Not going to happen that way. And nor should it, because we're here to
Uh,
learn how to
yeah,
trust. Yeah.
exactly. I wonder why I don't use it more in my life because it really does work.
Why do you think you don't?
Uh, oh, that's deep. Sometimes I feel I don't deserve it.
That's a big one.
So
It really is.
that's a big one. Yeah, I've been
And
really working on that.
where does the not deserving it come from?
I'd have to explore that.
Yeah. All of us do. You're not alone. Because how many
Yeah,
things do we
yeah.
not do because we feel we don't deserve? I mean, we're human, so we're going to have these
Um,
feelings, traits,
yeah,
but all of us have
part
something
of
like
it part of it is, with material things that I don't want to clutter up my life.
that.
But no, but when I get down to I don't deserve it, I think I grew up in a very poor household, although my mom really did a great job. She just stretched a dollar. And, but in amongst all my relatives who were quite well off, we were very poor because, she separated from my father when I was 6 and I had 3 younger siblings and because he was a drunk.
Mhm.
And so I just feel, I guess I got into that life financially needs to be a struggle for some reason.
A lot of us do that. But also,
And
do you feel like if you had
yeah,
it, if you had what you wanted, would that put
yeah.
pressure on you because now you have the responsibility of doing whatever it is you have? Like, let's say the computer. What are you going to do on the computer? You're going
Hmm.
to more of this, you're going to do work, you're going to create, you're going to, whatever millions of things that we do. Is there something in you that's afraid to move forward in that path?
Well, I really thought because I'm on a budget that I shouldn't be spending this money right now, and so that's what I was checking in, and it said no, manifest, it's okay. And all of a sudden, actually during the meditation, a whole bunch of ideas hit me. This morning we were doing that meditation, or that we're supposed to be standing in our power, but sitting in our
You did
power.
great
But
here. Careful.
anyways, several ideas came up. I went, wait a minute, I can sell this, I can sell that, I can sell this, and that will pay for it, more than pay for it.
Yeah.
So I need financially responsible. And
Yeah.
I have the same model that I'm getting. I'm just getting the bigger model. I have a little model. It's like 10 inches, but the
Mhm.
keyboard is too cramped and I hate the keyboard. I absolutely hate it, but I love the tablet itself. It rivals the iPad. It's got such a bright screen on it.
Yeah.
So I thought,
Yeah.
no,
Awesome.
I'll sell my smaller one and I'll just get this bigger one. And there's lots of other things I can sell. So I have the money. I have the resources.
I think that's something you need to sit with. You need to explore that one a little bit more. Sounds like
What explore what?
the whys. I
Exactly.
think you have a lot of why. I mean, and what's interesting about this is you're not alone with this,
Yeah.
are you? We all do
No,
that.
no. Oh no.
Things that I do too
We
because
all
I
do
feel
that.
I'm not worthy. And a part of my worthiness is um, really it's about stepping into the truth of who I am. Am I ready to really step into the truth of who I really am? It's funny, Lisa a while ago said, "What do you do for fun?" I'm like, all this spiritual stuff is fun. I love doing it. So that's what I do for fun. I mean,
Look
I
at
do
these
other
guys are saying. Look what they're saying. I
things.
pinned it.
I love that.
I pinned it.
Kat had said, I know, right? Kat had said she manifested a pasta machine. I love that.
She
That's
manifested
cool.
what?
A pasta machine. I love that.
Oh, oh, I've manifested lots of stuff, but no, I am getting. No, I'm pretty well. I'm pulling away at that, not deserving it. I'm really pulling away at that. That's part of the
Mhm.
belief
Yeah.
systems that I'm clearing out. No, I
Yeah.
definitely am.
I
I
think
mean,
this is
I've
it's a good
also
example of
I was married
the,
to a guy that just didn't spend money.
yeah. Well, you picked him,
He's the cheapest guy alive.
but you
I
picked
did.
him for a reason. Yeah. Because it played into that narrative that you have going on.
Well, at the time he bought a shiny new Corvette, so he wasn't really I didn't really know that side of him then.
Yeah, but you're
They
intuitive.
turn out to be a really,
We always sense
yeah,
the thing
true.
that,
No, there
you
was a
know, we
reason. I was 26. I was 26 years with him. There's definitely a reason I was
yeah.
with him.
Oh, definitely.
And I
Absolutely.
don't regret it.
Everybody
I
we're
don't
with
regret
has
it.
there's a reason. Everybody. Every
Exactly.
person that comes into
Exactly.
our life, yeah, has a reason.
And I'm very good friends with him now. So,
Mhm.
I love him dearly.
I really
I just don't want
admire
to be
that.
married to him.
Exactly. I admire that in you so much. Ever since I've known
Thank
you,
you.
and you've always talked about that. Definitely.
Yeah. He drives
And
me
I
crazy
also
sometimes, but on the most part, he,
somebody
he,
had
uh,
talked about
he's a very lovely man. Yeah, he's
go ahead.
generous to a fault, but
Yeah.
in giving to others, he's generous to a fault. To buy anything for himself,
Hmm.
nope. Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
got issues. He definitely has issues.
We all do. Oh God, I don't even want to go over
Yeah,
my issues, but we all do
yeah,
for sure.
exactly. We all do. Yeah,
What
yeah.
is I'm curious now, what is the biggest thing, the most
Hmm.
amazing thing you've manifested that even blew your mind that it happened?
Deb, Deb's. Well, I guess the jobs are the biggest thing.
Mm,
Right now, I'm manifesting the right partner, and
I love
today, after our meditation, so I'll keep you posted.
okay.
After our meditation, I was talking to you, and I had a flash. I said I had a flash of my beloved, so I'm manifesting her.
Mhm.
Oh yes, meeting you. Yes, yes, absolutely, Lisa. Absolutely,
Absolutely,
I'd go with
Lisa.
that. Absolutely,
Yeah,
Lisa. Yep. No,
yeah,
I'm
I
not
love
kidding. um,
it.
yeah, no, yeah. So that's the biggest one for me
Hmm.
now is manifesting a partner.
Hmm.
The other big thing I'm working on is manifesting. Of course, my daughter has to buy into it, but manifesting health for my daughter, who's been very sick for 7 years.
That's a big one. And I think I didn't know that she was ill, but I think that's one we can all back you on is manifesting good
Yeah,
health for your daughter for
yeah,
sure. That is really and we all can do it, you guys, just by sending the energy of love and healing and
yeah.
support is really help in the energy to have her become strong and be able to fight what she's fighting.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, what she has, people now know it as long COVID.
Hmm.
So corona is a virus. She got a
Yeah.
virus 7 years ago when she visited the Turks and Caicos Islands, and she was covered in mosquito bites, and so she injected this virus, and so she's got something called POTS. It stands for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which just describes some of the symptoms, but everything that runs in the background that ticks along automatically, your blood pressure, your heart rate, your hormone production, your
Mhm.
body temperature, all that stuff is out of whack. It's not controllable. So she has to be on medication. She has to do certain things to alleviate, not to get rid of, but alleviate the symptoms, the severity of the symptoms. Um, and so, anyways, now doctors don't know what that is. A lot of them, she had access to university computers because she was in science and taking her science degree, and she worked in a lab, so she had access to that, and she ended up finding what her own syndrome is, and took it to her doctor, and the doctor said, yes, that's what it is. So, but now the long COVID, people are being afflicted with POTS.
Yeah, it is. It's a
That's
big thing.
the long
Hmm.
lasting effects of COVID. So now doctors know what it is, and she's hoping that there'll be more research done now, and that there'll be
Yeah.
something to help it.
And
So,
that's very
oh, I had,
true.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
of the long
So
longstanding because of that issue. I'm not sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not speaking.
Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
actually working on that science and doing studies on that. So it's very much a reality that could change for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I really want to
So,
emphasize too that by every person here, whenever they have a moment, just to send her energy, strength,
yeah.
love, compassion,
Yeah.
kindness, because healing comes from that energy of love, the unity, that connectiveness. And so the more that we
I mean,
can do that
she's
in the
just
world.
such a lovely person. She's such a lovely person, and she's so gifted. She's so intelligent. She had to drop out of university. She had to drop out of her working with the top guy in North America. I mean, she could have had her PhD. So,
Wow.
oh wow.
That's a wow.
Oh, Jane. Yeah,
Well, we
so
need
I
to
want to
keep that
manifest that. And
open.
I had this really wild idea. Let's see if you think this, you all guys think it's wild. There, about 7 years ago, gosh, at the same time Lauren had her challenge come up, I kept getting bacterial pneumonia. Actually, this would have been, 7 years ago. And it just kept coming back. And having type 2 diabetes, was very slow to reacting, my body's reaction to the antibiotics, and had to keep trying different ones, about 6 different ones before they got the right one. And I also had to have an operation to open up my sinuses, because what was happening is the antibiotics would knock back the infection, the bacterial infection, but a little bit would hide in my nasal passages, and this just grow again. And of course, getting stronger and stronger, because it's wasn't kicked out by the antibiotics. So through that, my upper teeth all got infected, and I lost them. I have a upper plate here. I have a denture.
Wow.
I hate it.
Yeah. I hear you.
But thankful I have it too. Before this broadcast, I thought, why can't I manifest a new set of teeth? Why can't they just regrow?
They can. There's nothing that will stop that except for our own belief and faith. Those are the only things that stop it.
Exactly.
Can I go back to
Exactly.
something Kat had said about
Absolutely.
trust? For me, it's about
Yes.
trust. Trust, it will happen. The first step in manifesting trust is to go back inward, like with Sharon, right? About the why. So you got to go back into yourself and look for the why. Why am I not trusting? And, we all come from trauma. And so trauma is a big part of that. Trauma is a lot of reasons why people go into spiritual work as well. Traumas in our past life or younger lives. But if you go back, because what we have to remember is that what happens to us is for us, right? It's for our learning. We're not going to get into the logistics about good, bad, right, wrong, whatever, but it is happening to us. But we're learning from that. So if we're holding on to it, then we're keeping that energy. And if we let it go, then we're releasing it, and then we can move on. But with trust, it's a lot of things that have happened to us that cause us not to trust. But ultimately, we're the denominator. We're the common denominator, us, our being. And so when we can go in and realize that everything that happens in our life is us, we're the common denominator, we start trusting ourselves. Then you start trusting everybody else, because what you're not doing then is giving the power to other people to hurt you. You also are more intuitive to be able to see, okay, you're not a good fit for me. I feel like this is going to happen, or you're going to betray me in some way, or whatever it is. Your intuitive side then kicks in, but it ultimately comes back into you. Do you trust yourself? And if you trust yourself, then you're not going to make decisions that would be putting you in a situation to where you're not trusting, or somebody's able to hurt you because you've given your power to them. That's the thing that I learned. And you know who taught me this the best is famous people.
Or somebody's
if
able
you
to
ever
hurt
look, what happened? Oh, he's like, wait a minute, I don't want to hear my
Sorry.
twice.
Nope. No, it's
Famous
okay. I
people.
just put I just put it on my cell phone, the YouTube feed, so that I could see if I was getting the trolls. So go ahead.
Oh, okay. Famous people, when something happens to them, they ignore it. They just don't react to
Yeah.
it, right? And then it kind of goes away. And I was like, huh, how does that happen that it just goes away? And so I started really examining things more carefully. And it's when we start putting this energy out, it's like, sending energy to your daughter is going to help her in
Mm-hmm.
a tremendous way. Even if we never know it, it will absolutely help because the universe works that way. But when we have we're afraid to get into relationships where we don't trust people, bad things happen to us. It's all a pattern that we've created from our life, from the experiences in our life. But when we walk out of
And that
that,
is and yeah, that's exactly the pattern I've been letting go of, and I'm really ready. I think that's why that picture flashed today, because I have been working so hard on letting go of the past
right,
relationships
it
because
really is
I've had
important.
some doozies. Not many, not many, but doozies.
When we can actually take control of our life and realize that we are in control of it, and the only reason that something happens to us is because we've
Yeah,
given our control away, our power away, then that's when people can hurt us. So
yeah,
I love that you
exactly.
said that it's
Oh, and I
self-sabotage.
totally did that. I totally did that. Yep, I totally gave my power away. I know that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we all do. We all, because it's still a part of our,
Oh,
we're here to learn, right? So we do it because we're still learning in life. That's what our teacher is
well,
life.
my last relationship was, I mean, I haven't had many. I've had maybe 3 or 4 major ones. I mean, I'm not, I'm pretty loyal. I'm loyal to a fault. But anyways, the
Uh,
last one was 6 months. And I did not give my power away. As much as she tried to control me, I just, nope. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I got out.
yeah. Well, you were
Nope.
smart.
I'm not doing this.
Like
I'm
most
not
likely
doing
came
this.
with wisdom, right? You've been on that radio
The
before.
thing is, exactly. And this woman is she's sitting on about $30 million. I mean,
Mm.
she's anyways. It's a long story, but and so that I did that walking away from $30 million because no, no, no amount of money would make me stay.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, Lisa.
I love that.
Yes, I've had my yes. I've had virtual relationships.
I love that.
No, no, that's the nasty woman side. That's my alter ego. I hit on everybody. I don't do that so much on my own channel, but on the other channel, I'm terrible. In fact, I'm backing off that. It's a shtick that has to go.
Well, you know what? You still have to laugh and have fun. I love what you said, Kat. We are
Oh yeah,
raised to think this way. Absolutely. We're raised to think this way, but we're raised to think this way. So we'll be challenged
yeah.
to think in another way because that way is not, we don't have to live in the paradigm that the world wants us to. We just do because it's comfortable. And it hurts when you start breaking out of those comfort zones, right? We don't like breaking out of comfort zones. Very funny.
So Debsy's, you're, you guys are killing me. You know what? These guys, they roast me all the time. I've never seen another channel where the chat roasts their hosts as much as they
I
they,
love
they
it.
roast me.
I agree with
Yeah.
you, Jane. I need another
Yes.
ego too. Another alter
Correction,
ego.
Wayne. Yeah. No, that whole shtick. That's an alter ego. I should have a name
Yeah,
for
yeah,
her.
yeah. That's
Because the
funny.
truth is, I wouldn't come on to anybody. A person like there's one person I really do have a crush on, but she's not available. We're really good friends, and that's where it's staying. And the truth is, if someone came on to me, someone I really was interested in, I'd be speechless. Like, huh, uh, I'm really quite shy.
That's
Oh,
funny
Jane,
that you don't act that way. I
Jane,
mean, you
just
do
for
really
you.
well in showing yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's part of that is me. I've really come out of myself, but teaching's done that too. I mean, I was wild and crazy with the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas when I first started teaching, I was quite quite shy. But teaching's really brought me out, and also at about age 40, I decided, or probably later, I decided, I mean, who are you, Sharon? Like,
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
just just be yourself.
Yeah.
Just
Where do you
have fun. So I have fun. I have fun teaching. I have fun with my friends.
where
Where
do
do I
you
what?
see yourself in 10 years?
I see myself still in my motorcycle. And the cleats all loose. So Lisa says, shy? Really shy?
I know, right?
Well, no, I'm not shy anymore. That's true. Not shy anymore. But if there's a person I'm really, really hung up on, oh yeah, I get
Mhm.
all tongue tied. Yeah.
Normal.
Yeah,
Absolutely
normal.
normal.
Yeah. I think I'm making what I am doing now is being my inner child that I never was when I was a child. I really didn't
Mm,
have a childhood. I
mhm.
was the oldest of four, and my mom had to work full time, and I looked after the kids. I was the second mom.
Were you the oldest?
Yep, yep. And also became a teacher, which is another
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 one,
thing.
yeah.
In fact, now this is going back 40 years ago, but I remember going to a talk where they're saying, where you're suited to be a teacher. If you're thinking about going to teaching, then said was, uh, do you know there's a statistic out there that 70% of teachers are firstborn? Now, I wouldn't say
Really?
it's the same today. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm even surprised if we still have
Dad,
teachers.
what? Sorry?
I'm gonna be surprised in another couple years if we still have any teachers. It's such a hard
Yes.
job for them to do today. My daughter's a teacher and
Oh,
she's looking to get out of it.
yeah. Yeah. No, it's harder and harder. In fact, I got out of it just in time. And in the 2 years, I mean, it's changed so much even in the last 5 years
Oh, yeah.
and changed immensely in the last 10. And oh my God, in the last 40 years, like when I first started, oh, it's
Mhm.
changed so much. And
And I
yeah,
imagine that
I
was
would
for the
I
worse.
wouldn't start out in teaching now. It's
Yeah.
no, it's just so hard. It's just so hard.
Yeah.
And because it was my passion, it was my calling, and also I had a sense of humor. I mean, that really developed my sense of humor, or else I think I would have gone crazy
Yeah.
because it's a
Yeah.
tough job. It's a tough job.
How do you think the
So,
kids are going to turn out in the next 10 years from this pandemic that we've gone through and what they've missed when it comes to
um,
social bonding and being in a classroom and teaching and all of
yeah.
that stuff being kept from
Well, the
them?
kids here, we closed the school down
Mhm.
entirely for 2 weeks, and in the March, like everybody did, and then it was and then we did some remote teaching and stuff like that. Actually, just for kids that were really felt were at risk,
Mhm.
but they didn't get back into the classroom, and that was only half the class at a time, and that was in June, the beginning of June of
Wow.
2020, and then after that, they've been back full time.
Mhm.
So the kids have had that they've had that interaction.
Mhm.
But even with that, I just see so much, like there's so many difficult kids that they have figured out that we can't do a thing. We can't make them do anything. If they don't want to do it, we can't make them do it. And they know that we can't make them do it.
Wow.
Like they
Who
are,
came who came up with the idea that nobody can make them do anything? Because I remember when I
oh,
was in school, if you
their
didn't do what you
parents.
were supposed to do, you were blamed. Oh, yeah. Parents are a mess, man. Parents are a
Yeah, they're a
mess
mess.
when it comes
Yeah.
to
The
this.
ones, yeah, parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was outside, like our school, it's all in one level, and you have your inside door, which is to the hallway, and you also have an outside door that goes to a private patio. The classrooms the way this school is built is the classrooms are staggered, so you can't see the other classroom, but you've got this private little patio. So the parents come there after school to pick up their kids. So one of those really spoiled kids, those really, couldn't make him do anything. He just sat there like a bump in a log. Just really defiant. His mom comes and he takes his backpack and he goes, "Ugh." He even makes a grunt. "Ugh." He's in grade 3. He shoves it to his mom. And I said to his mom, "Give it back to him. Now, so-and-so, that's not how you treat your mom. You say, 'Hello, hi, Mom. Nice to see you.' And you carry your own darn backpack." And she says, "Where's your jacket?" And she goes to start to go get it. "Mom, no. I can't remember his name. I blocked it out of his mind. But let's say Johnny. "Johnny, you go get it yourself. Your mom is not your maid." And I see that over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. We've lost something within our society in that way.
Yeah. Now, not all those. I have wonderful parents too their kids are just great. They're just great.
But unfortunately, that used to be the majority, the parents that were great and the kids that were being taught.
Now it's not.
Now it's coming to be the minority, not the majority, which is unfortunate.
It's the minority. Yeah. It's the me generation. I have rights.
Right.
Like the truckers, and I hope I don't. Like the truckers in Ottawa. Yes, we have rights. No, don't get it going. No, we have rights, but it's not, it's just taken too far.
Well, I think this whole thing has been taken too far. I mean, I understand government sucks. We all know that government is not always totally honest. There's a lot of shenanigans that go on. But in our society, when we're not caring for one another and we're saying that my rights supersede your rights, but my rights could be dangerous to the world, could be dangerous to people. I don't understand it, that we're not caring for one another and caring for each other's well-being. It's not, how hard is it? Okay, you're going to get me going in a direction.
I mean, they're saying about the dumbing down. Okay. Sharon took away their rights just now. What? No, I was just, anyways, with the parents, I just say to them, I mean, I didn't say it, I wasn't yelling at them or anything. I just, when Johnny goes to get his jacket, I said, "Please don't let him treat you like that. It's not the tail wagging the dog. You are the parent."
I don't think Mary was talking about it that way. I think America is being dumbed down.
Yeah, oh, Mary. Yeah. No, she says, it's the dumbing down of America. It's true.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's true. We're dumbing Americans down. But, I don't think, I feel like for me, my belief is that this is just an in-your-face kind of obvious
in your face
thing that we all need to see, because it's been happening very subtle. Like, when you put I'm sorry, I don't mean to use this analogy because it's cruel, but I grew up with it. When you put a lobster into a boiling or into water and then you turn the water on and they don't even know they're being boiled. That's what we've been going through for years. But now we're coming into the time where we are being challenged to stand up for what we believe. But the thing about it is not everybody knows that they get to think about it. That's the thing. And why I started my show was to have people think. But when I grew up, I didn't have the ability to think. My parents thought for me. No. They didn't want me to think, which I think it was, I don't know.
Well, that's what we're teaching kids. Yeah, that's what we're teaching kids now for, like I know the American curriculum is so different from ours, but it's been for at least the last 10 years, probably 15 years. We're teaching kids to think and to be able to work in teams and that sort of thing. But we're teaching them to think critically. But so yes, it's good for them to think on their own, but it's not good for them to supersede the rights of everybody else. Like I can be a jackass in class and disturb the whole class and make the rest of the class suffer just because I don't want to do this and I'm just going to be a shit.
But you're talking about the people who are actually thinking about what they're How many people right now in
Yeah.
our society are going along with
Hmm.
what's being said? I'm not going to say anything about that, but just what's being
I
said. But
know. I know. We know. We know what you're talking about. Yeah.
they're not thinking for themselves. They're not, which is eventually going to turn around and bite them, though. It's not going to bite the people that are causing this to happen. Theoretically, we hope it does, but it's probably not. But it's going to
Yeah.
hurt them in the long run. And that's what's so unfortunate about this, is that people are being drawn into. And I know when I had gone from one religion to another, I was a part of, wasn't a cult, but it was still kind of a cultish way of thinking. And it really taught me about how when you just listen to what somebody says and believe it without challenging it, you're in very dangerous water. You have to challenge everything. And it's like a lot of these people only listen to one, on both sides, one kind of news media or one source,
Hmm.
instead of looking
Mm.
at all
Mm.
sources. Because when you look at all sources, then you're
Hmm.
walking away going, I know what's being done, and this is my feeling on it. Now you've made the choice yourself. You're not giving it to other
Well,
people to make.
in my training as a teacher, and that's just going back to the 70s, I had an incredible prof who actually now lives on this island. His kids, I bumped into him again because his kids were the same age as my kids and they went to the same school. But he taught us to teach that way, critical thinking, not just regurgitating facts, getting the kids to regurgitate facts. I have to thank him for that. You teach your kids to be thinkers, to be to evaluate things critically. Like, don't take things as gospel. You know, look at the source.
Yes. And what are the
Look at the source of
consequences of
where.
what you're
Yeah, yeah. What is the source of this information? In fact, he got us to read this newspaper back again. It was called the Manchester Guardian, and what it was a summary of articles from all over Britain and the UK and Europe, actually all over the world. India, just so we're getting their takes on what was happening in North America or the USSR or whatever. So it
doing?
wasn't just, and of course we have in Canada here, we are looking at the US through our own lens too, you know.
Mhm.
But so
Well,
I
I don't
listen
know.
to the CBC and I listen, I have Washington Post that I read. I read, I watch certain snippets of YouTube of different other news outlets, even including the BBC. So it's just, I try to not make it just one sided.
Well, I feel like a lot of people feel like if I listen to this other side, then they're going to convert
Yeah.
me, which they
Yeah,
might.
exactly.
But that's
Exactly.
also as dangerous because you have control over your mind. You have control over your beliefs or listening to what feels right for you. You don't have to believe everybody or even anybody. You have to come up with your own synopsis of what feels right for you, what makes sense in what you're hearing, what is really legitimate, what's not. I mean, there's so many things that come into a decision, but yet so many
Yeah.
people, which I really see in the work that I do, there's so many people that are afraid to come out of that comfort zone. It's comfortable there.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to
Yeah.
leave my comfort zone,
Yeah.
which ultimately is going to end up hurting a lot of people in the end. Look at the whole insurrection here. Some of these people that had good jobs, they were upstanding citizens, and they were brought into this whole energy of this mentality of, just this craziness. And now their families are ruined. Some of them are in prison. Some of them lost jobs. It's like, was it really worth all that? For what?
Yeah.
What happened
Yeah.
from that?
Politics here is not a religion
Yeah, well,
in
it
Canada.
wasn't here. It's
But
I mean,
but there's that really loud, small group of people, the truckers
mm,
being
mhm.
an example of that. It's happening here too.
Yeah, unfortunately. But it's gonna
Yeah.
change. I really feel like it's gonna change. I feel like this is just a wake-up call to us about what is important in life. What changes do we wanna make?
Yeah.
Or are we gonna keep
Yeah.
up this insanity of some people are better than other people, or, injustices, or so many
And
things that we need to work on.
and quite frankly, if Hillary had won, it would have been the status quo. Things wouldn't have changed. I mean, Trump, I mean, I won't, sorry, 45, or the former guy. I mean, as much as the awful things he has done, he said, I'm going to drain the swamp. Yeah, he really did.
He did. Absolutely, hands
He did.
down, he did. He really brought an
Yeah.
awakening to the truth
Except
of what's
except
going
he
on.
and his friends were a big part of the swamp. But
Exactly.
yeah, but others too, not just
Oh,
not
that's
just
right.
them. So, anyways,
Absolutely.
he had his role to play for sure.
Mhm. That's a really good example too of life, right? All of us have
Yep.
our role to play, and he had his.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's been even though it sucks and we're not out of the woods yet by any means, it's still played a really important part to shine lights in areas that needed to be looked at, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love it. It's painful though, isn't it? Growth is painful. What's happening
So
with the tigers up there?
I was going to say, well, they're trying to remove them now. The
How are most
Trudeau,
Canadians?
most are totally against it. And it's still, again, there's that small minority. Like there was a protest here, and it's been going on every day down in my little village here. And I was saying to my dentist, I was at getting a tooth filling it fallen out, so he was redoing it. And I said, "Do you notice the people that are doing the process are the usual suspects?"
Mm,
He said,
exactly.
"Yeah." Oh God.
I
Yes,
agree
that's right.
with you,
Yeah,
Spirit.
Lisa. Yeah,
Lisa.
Lisa. Yeah, 45 is the asshole we didn't think we needed. Sick and twisted, but it's
Exactly.
true. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry there were so many deaths. I mean, that's the horrible thing.
It is a horrible thing, and people are
Yeah.
ignoring that like it didn't happen, and these were real
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So many
Exactly.
deaths that came from all that. But then
Exactly.
again, we have to believe that everything happens for a reason, so it doesn't make it better, though, at
Yeah.
all.
And the
Yeah.
thing is about, these anti-maskers, like we have them here on the island too. We've got some, we've got a portion of the population that's really, yeah, my rights, my rights, my rights. I have a right to infect you. They don't know, well, they never say that. But, and wearing a mask, when us wearing a mask, we're protecting them.
Exactly. It boggles my mind. It really does.
And I tell you, one of my very close friends, the woman that I retired with, that taught in the next classroom over, she's one of the anti-vaccine, anti-vaxxers. Now, am I going to come to blows over it? I know I'm not going to change her mind.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, you froze, JoAnne.
Valerie
Am I
says,
frozen?
am I frozen? I'm
You're not
moving.
anymore. No,
Okay.
no.
Anyway, hence we go off on a really crazy wild ride.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah.
solve the
Anyways,
problem,
it's
that's for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. But does that mean that I have cut off my friendship with her? Does it
No.
mean that I call her names? Does it
Yeah.
mean, I mean, she knows where I stand. She doesn't, we don't argue about it. I just know that this is what she's is. And she did start saying that they're being discriminated against and blah, blah, blah. I just listen. But I'm not
Yeah.
going to, say you're an idiot. I mean, she has her
Right.
beliefs. She always has. And, I still love her. She's still a good
Yeah.
friend.
Right. And that's the way we should be,
Yeah.
right? It should be that we
Yeah.
accept each other for whatever path we're on, but all of us need to
Yeah.
do that for all of us. We can't have some people do
Yeah.
it. The ones that want to do their thing, we just have to, be our own selves and let each other be our own selves. I won't go down that road.
We can't we
You know,
can't ignore it, but at the same time, we can't vilify everybody.
No, we can't. The thing that worries me is I have a couple of friends that aren't vaccinated too, and one of them got sick. And then, all of a sudden you're like in a panic. I hope they're okay through this, put it
Yeah.
that way. So there's
Yeah.
that other side
Yeah.
too of watching our friends that become sicker because they weren't vaccinated versus the people that have been vaccinated and they don't get as sick. Anyway,
Rondell just said that the former guy is the reason we are all together as a community. That's right. He brought
that's
us
true.
together.
That is very true.
Hmm.
Absolutely. We relied on the card readers to get us through that whole shenanigans.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. Yeah.
But look, but Hitler came to power. That was allowed.
Yep. Very similar situations. Have we learned
Very
our lesson or
similar.
have we not?
Very
Yep.
similar.
Very similar.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
So,
anyways, it's
go ahead.
yeah, let's get off this one.
Yeah.
It's got very low vibration. Let's get out of it.
Very low. Yes. I should have gone out of it 10 minutes ago. Very low vibration.
Exactly.
Not helping
Yeah,
anybody.
very low vibration.
Snake and dream questions. We want more of those. Snake and dream. And black
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Black. I think it was Kate or Kat, right? That had that question. She asked what the snake was black. Black is no color.
Right.
Black is void of color. So for me, when you were saying it was black, it's just showing you that you can't attach to it. It has no color. It has no meaning. The meaning is you, not the snake or the color of the snake. If it was white, you probably would have a different. But because if you think about it, black is a reflection of color, right? That's what black does. It reflects other colors. And so for me, it's just a reflection back to you. That's why I said it's a back to you thing. I wanted to come back and say that.
I thought black absorbed all the colors.
It can
absorb all the light.
But it also is a reflection, both of them.
Oh, okay.
Because it's no color. Okay. So it can be a reflection of color or it can absorb as well. In this particular case,
white's all color, isn't it?
Yeah, white. Yes, white is. I know it's also about purity too, right? White is also known for purity, cleanliness.
Yeah, yes, black. So she says black is the absence of light. That's right. So I hope you are good. I'm glad you're sharing your mints, Lisa. You're very generous.
Hey, I hope you're talking about very special mints. I didn't see that comment, but
she said, I noticed at this store today, Andy's, they sold Andy's chocolate mints, like ANDES.
Andy's.
Yeah. So that doesn't mean anything to me.
It's a special chocolate. Isn't that the one that has mint? Yeah, it's mint and chocolate. So it's got green in the chocolate. Yeah. But both sides. Right. I have a special mint that doesn't have mint in it. That's where I went. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Hence I digress.
So
yes, thank you, Jane.
Have you
what
had
I have special mints.
Hi, Connie. Exactly. Nice to see you. There's Connie.
With very little special ingredient in it.
Oh, bye, Wayne. Have a nice evening. Kiss your wife. Give her a big hug for me.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, they're cannabis. Oh, okay. Yeah. They're very special.
Without the THC.
You know, if I do cannabis and I tried it once in university, didn't like it. Mm-hmm. And then when I was dating my future wife, she was into it. And so anyways, I tried it. Of course, now the BC bud is so strong. And I remember being at this party. It was a music party. We were part of a music club. There was about 125 members. And twice a week, they'd have these music parties where we just jammed together, play music and sing songs. It was fantastic. Tuesday nights were acoustic night. And then Saturdays was more of a party atmosphere. There was electric music downstairs and acoustic upstairs. And so anyways, we're at this actual birthday party this one Saturday night. I met Sue in March of that year, and this was in May, and we're sitting out on the porch in this lovely, beautiful, old, classic home from the 1910s, I guess. It was just a beautiful place. And so we're sitting out there, and they're all doing marijuana. They're putting their stuff together, and just fat doobie, right? Well, came by me, and I decided, It was part of my coming out, right? I thought, oh, I think I'll try it. So anyways, I had a few puffs. It was really strong. And then, JoAnne, I was experiencing, and they've heard this before, I was experiencing the present, the past, and the future all at the same time. It was mind-blowing. And I stayed that way for about 3.5 hours.
Wow.
It was amazing. And to prove it, we were in this taxi on the way home, and there was another couple. And there was the boyfriend in the front seat. And I looked at him while I was in this state, and I thought, that guy's from another planet. He's a hybrid or something, but he's not from this world. He just wasn't. Anyways, he's talking to the taxi driver, and it's just bizarre, the stuff he's talking about. Like, we're going, huh? This guy's crazy. So anyways, so here's Sue sitting I'm in the middle in the back seat. Sue's on my left, and Patty's on the right, who's the girlfriend of this guy. And I kept feeding Sue the lines of what he was going to say next. And of course, it came out of his mouth, and she's looking at me like, her eyes are like wide as saucers, and she's thinking to herself, who is this person that I'm dating that can do this? And I said, I'm just telling you this because I just have to tell you that this is what I'm experiencing. I said, it's all jumbled up, the past, the present, and the future. And I said, at the end of this, I even projected further and said, at the end of this taxi ride, he's going to tip him $40 and say, buy some toys for your kids.
Aww.
And that's exactly what happened.
Oh, how funny. I love that.
So that was trippy. So what I was going to ask you is, what is your most trippy experience? And I don't mean drug induced, but what's been your trippy experience?
Well, so happens that was one of my. Oh my God, that's
for me.
hilarious.
It's JoAnne, either I go to sleep or a portal opens for me.
Oh, I love that,
because I've had some other things happen too. So pretty interesting.
When I started my journey in spiritualism, and I wanted to really, I mean, you're just like so hungry to know the whole picture, the truth, everything, the whys, the wins, all of it. And I was in Hawaii with my husband, and I had been doing reading on all the different kinds of ways, the peyotes, and ways to go into the future and really see the truth of who you are and all of that. And so and so I got my husband to go into, because I don't know if you know where peyote comes from, but it comes from cow dung. It grows off of cow dung. Really? So anyway, I had him go in because he was into all this stuff before I married him. And so he had gotten some, and I was like, okay, I'm really going to do this. And I'm not a druggie at all. I was never big into drugs. No. I did pot one time when I was in high school, and that was it. And right now I only do very, very mild CBD, no THC mints that are like, they don't even faze me.
Oh, that's not the active ingredient. So
exactly. So I had the peyote, and I thought, I'm going to go into this great, like, understanding my purpose and plan. I mean, this is like way at the beginning of my journey. And so my husband, who had so much care and love for me, he had done that several times before. So he knew what to expect. I had not, and nor was I a druggie. So it was like I had no tolerance for anything. And I don't know dosage or anything, right? I just guessed. I just was like, I think I'll take this. And I have quite a relationship with my mother, in not a good way, quite a relationship. And so as things started taking effect, I lied down on this bed, and all of a sudden this big black cloud came over me, and it was like overpowering and making me feel like I couldn't breathe. And it was my mother.
Oh, wow.
And I was having kind of a meeting of the minds with my mom through this experience. And it was the longest night of my life. It was horrible, but it left a big impression on me and really helped me to understand things in a different way. So it worked in that way. but it wasn't my purpose for taking it. So I won't do that one again. That one was a no. Not
Well,
fun.
no, Jane's mentioning that she wants to try ayahuasca. I'm really afraid of doing it because I'm so sensitive.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do that.
Although
I
if
just
you
want to
do
do
that,
it naturally now. But
see,
yeah,
I'm with you.
go
Then
ahead.
I wanted to, because it's like we were talking about kids needing to take the fast track, right? There's no
Yeah,
patience going
yeah,
on with kids now. And I was the
no,
same way. I
none.
wanted the fast track. Although I do think ayahuasca, I'm saying it wrong, is really beneficial. It's been proven to help people to connect back to their higher selves and stuff. But
Yeah,
make sure
yeah.
if you do it, you do it with somebody who is very qualified, because I've had some really horror stories come my way of people that have done it with Joe Blow down the street kind of thing, somebody that wasn't reputable. And you can really put your life at danger because people
Yeah,
do die from that if you're not with
yeah,
somebody who really knows what
yeah,
they're doing. So you really need to know you're with
exactly.
somebody who really knows what they're doing. But it
Right.
doesn't, it helps you, but you still, because I think a lot of people that I know that have done it, they're trying to supersede their work. They're trying to overstep that work that needs to be done. And you can't do that. So even that experience with my mom, it took me years after that to actually come to peace with my mom. So I still had to do the work, even though I had this vision of what the truth was and where I was at. I still had to go through my work. So what was the point of that experience? It didn't really matter to my bigger picture, you know? So I agree with you, especially if you can tap into parts of your being that maybe you don't know how to tap into, or you're wanting to tap into deeper. But there's many other
Hmm.
ways to do it than to do that. Although it is something I
Hmm.
haven't ruled out sometime in my life in the future for
Well,
sure.
a friend of
Right.
ours does it, but she leads. She doesn't lead
Hmm.
it. She's just one of the volunteers. Where it's done with a group and it's in a safe
Yeah.
spot, safe place.
Yeah.
That'll it's all done on the up and up. It's good, but
Right.
I still don't want to do it.
Yeah. It's a big
Um,
thing to do
because I
somehow.
am so sensitive. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. Well,
do
another
it.
time, another time, I was not feeling well. I had a cold. I had the flu. I was just feeling rotten. And my wife and I were supposed to be going out to the pub with a group of friends, actually from our motorcycle club, and have dinner. And I just didn't feel well enough to go. But I said, go have fun." So anyway, she said, "Here, take this capsule," and it was to do with marijuana. She says it's a marijuana product in the capsule. So she says, "Take it. It'll take your mind off it." So I said, "Okay." So I took it. About 20 minutes later, I'm in the hallway next to the bedroom, and all of a sudden I felt like the cone of silence came over, except this cone came over me of energy. It went
Oh my.
bzzz. Oh, it was just like it went over my head. And then I couldn't, oh, it felt, I felt out of control. So I go to take my phone, my cell phone, and I can't dial the number. Like my wife didn't have a cell phone back then, but a friend of ours did, who was at the pub, and
Mhm.
so I had her number, and I, for the life of me, couldn't get to the number. Couldn't, and then and in my mind, I was going through these physical obstacle race, trying to trying to get to this number. It was just wild. These scenes I was seeing. And finally, I got it, and it's ringing, and Tammy answers, and she said, "Hello," and I said, "Hello." I mean, I just and she said, "Are you okay?" I went, No. Send Sue home, please." And by the time she came home, I'm in, yeah, a cone head. That's right. So, so I go to the spare bedroom, and I'm curled up in the fetal position, and I'm going on this trip where I'm visiting this planet, and it was a crystalline based planet. And I was there, and there was this whole city's made of crystals, kind of like
Wow.
Superman.
Yeah.
I know. I just have incredible trips. So of course, another time I got into trouble with. It sounds like I've done it a lot. I haven't, but anyways, I had Sue baked some brownies for the first time, and of course, I have a sweet tooth. And so I ate the brownies, and she said, be careful. And so waiting for a long time. What I didn't know is that if when you eat edibles, it takes a lot longer to hit you.
Uh-huh.
So I thought, I'm not feeling it. So I had some more. And of course my sweet tooth just took over, and I had some more. Well, anyways, I had too much, and all of a sudden it hit me.
Oh my.
And I thought, oh my God. And so we had guests over, and what I did was I crawled up the stairs to the upper floor to the bedroom and got myself into bed, and I literally went down the rabbit hole. And I was on this ride that you find at one of those fun ride places. So I'm on this sort of the Mickey Mouse ride, and I'm going by these things, like I see these reels of movies, and I'm seeing these movies being played, and they go on, and there's something else that I'm seeing, and going like this, right? And it's all this. Oh, it's crazy. All messages for me too. And so Sue finds me, and she calls. She says, "Are you okay?" And I felt literally like I was down in this deep hole, and I'm looking up, and I'm going, I'm trying to talk, and I can't. And finally, I'm able to say, I'm okay.
Oh no.
Oh, so I don't do it. I just don't do it.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't, unless I'm really in the need of a mint to calm down. That's it. That's as far as I go.
Yeah, calm down. Yeah, but not like that. It's just nah. Anyways, I would like to go outside time though, naturally. Like I
Yeah.
know I read this book back in the early '90s, Mary Summer Rain,
Mm-hmm.
and she was interviewing No Eyes, who was born blind and was First Nations medicine woman, shaman. And they would go in their meditations, they would go out together and leave the earth, and they'd be out there, and they were in the time. There was no time where they were. Again, they could tune into the present, the
Mm-hmm.
past, or the future. So there's a way of doing it naturally. So I'd like to learn that.
There is. It can be done. What I like doing is I do a thing called lucid dreaming, and that's like being in a dream and a dream and a dream and a dream kind of thing. Like there was a movie that what
Mm-hmm.
was it did where he was doing that, and he would build a world, and
Oh,
his wife would build a world. You know what I'm talking about?
oh, yeah,
That
yeah. I
movie,
can't
and I
remember the
can't think
name of
of
it.
it. I like doing that because it gets me out of this world and exploring other worlds. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
well, I've been actually, because I know it's all your mind, right? So I've been
Yeah,
trying to move
yeah.
things in my hand, and then putting my hand through the wall. I've been working at putting my hand through hard
Oh,
objects
wow.
because I know that you can do
Yeah,
it. It's just your belief system that keeps you doing it.
yeah.
So those are the things I've been working on.
I I have dreams where I'm levitating. I just lift off the ground, just as natural as lift off the ground, and I'm fooling around on the ceiling. You know what, like in uh, Mary Poppins. You know that scene where
Yeah,
they're all up, they're laughing, and
yeah,
they all go. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I do very often in my dreams.
I love that. That's good.
Yeah, yeah,
They're a
yeah.
fun place.
I've had so many experiences over the years. I mean, I've known I needed to be part of this community for quite a while, but I was so busy as a teacher and a mom of children and all that. So,
Yeah, I get that.
yeah, now that I'm retired, I'm able to explore this more.
I'm curious why
So,
Connie's parents gave her peyote juice when she was a little kid. That's interesting. Why did they do that?
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You know what's probably
interesting.
happening to
Mary
both of
says,
you
"Have
tonight? You're both you're both doing astral traveling, and you're aware of your astral traveling because we all travel at night when we're sleeping.
yeah,
1976.
yeah,
Gosh, that's crazy.
wow." And
Oh, it
Mary
was.
says she has dreams
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
She
So
says she
it was,
flaps her arms. I don't even flap my arms. I just I just go up.
Yeah, I feel like you're probably that you're probably astral traveling and you're aware that you're astral traveling. Because that's what we do at night is we
Yeah.
astral travel.
Yeah.
We leave our body and we go do whatever it
Yeah.
is that my belief from my
Yeah.
experience, the dreams I
Yeah.
remember. We're out just doing whatever it is that we're doing as souls, and then we come back to our body. Because why would your soul stay in a body that's sleeping all night long doing nothing?
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
always found that interesting. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's what I feel like you're
Are you,
probably
are you,
aware of.
you must be aware of that space where we're just falling off to sleep.
Mhm.
I only discovered this because I was having to go from Victoria, British Columbia, take a ferry to the island I live on now, to go to work, and I'd have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, catch a very early ferry, and then I wouldn't be back till about 7 o'clock at night. And of
Mhm.
course, I was exhausted when I got home. I only did that for a year. I couldn't do it. I ended up staying on the island. We had a 4-day week, so I'd be away for 4 days teaching, and then I'd have a 3-day weekend. So I'd go back to Victoria. But when I was
Mhm.
doing it that year, I would hit that pillow, and no lie, JoAnne, within 30 seconds, I was asleep. I was no, I was. My wife would go, "You're snoring," and I go, "No, I'm not. I'm still awake." What was happening was I could hear everything and was aware of everything in the room, but I was actually in that in between stage. What do they call
Yeah,
that? Is that theta or something or beta or
yeah,
yeah?
yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't hear myself snoring, but I could hear everything that was going on. But I was actually pre-sleep, I guess that you would call it. I wasn't actually fully asleep. Yeah. It now I'm aware of it and that I'll just set my intentions then and that kind of stuff. And
So do you
also
still do that? 'Cause I'm
uh,
trying to tap into what you're doing, and it does feel like you were actually sleeping, but you weren't sleeping.
but
That's odd.
well, I guess I was
Not
actually sleeping, but it's not. But it is a different stage. The brain waves are actually different in this particular. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, no,
So
I know the
I
brain
could
waves
hear everything
feel
in the
it.
room. Well, see, when you're asleep, you don't hear things in the room. I mean, your brain is awake, and if something weird happened, you immediately wake up. But no, I would hear everything as if I just had my eyes closed.
So go
But
back to
I
that
was
moment.
actually sleeping.
Go back to that
Mm-hmm,
moment, just out of curiosity. Do
mm-hmm.
you, if you can remember, do you feel like you were in your body, or do you feel like you could have been out of your body?
I think I'm almost hovering just a little bit above. I'm not out of my body. I might be just a little bit above, but I'm still aware of the bed and everything
Okay. Because it
and all the
feels to me you
sounds,
were
but I'm
literally
actually
out
asleep
of
because
your
she's
body.
snoring. Maybe I
Yeah.
was, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I'm more aware of it.
Yeah.
So when I think, oh, I'm not asleep yet, and I go, no, you probably are. You're just in that in between stage.
There are people that are more aware of their astral traveling than other people are. That is the thing. I'm not. I
Yeah.
don't have any I know I'm doing it. And I know
Yeah.
sometimes what I'm doing, but I don't always know when I'm doing it, if that makes sense. It's almost like after I know that's what I was
Mm-hmm.
doing. That's what I do. But there's some people that
Mm-hmm.
actually
Mm-hmm.
are very aware of all their experience as they've been traveling, doing whatever they're
Yeah,
doing.
I'm not. I'm not. I may
No.
have flashes, but no, no.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah.
I'm totally
You know, the day
oblivious.
that the day that our son died, it was a terrible car accident. We were out of town and managed to phone my kids and I phoned my oldest daughter and she happened to be in a restaurant with her friends and she went outside to take the call. So I know, of course, she was just so upset. And of course, she didn't know how hurt we were because I didn't mention us.
Mhm.
And that night she said she couldn't sleep. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. And she said, I just was so upset. I didn't know how hurt you and Sue were. And I mean, she knew that Jordan was dead, but of
Mhm.
course, she was so upset she couldn't go to sleep. So she said she brought in all the people that she knew were healers, mediums, everybody she brought into her space.
Mhm.
And as she was doing that, Jordan popped in.
Wow.
And she saw him and she had a conversation with him. And she said, "Well, Jordan, well, it's nice to see you, but why aren't you with our moms?" And he said, "Oh, no, I am." She said, "Well, no, you're not. You're here with me." "Oh, no, I'm there too. Watch, I can
Wow.
go back and forth, in a flash. I'm there too." And he says, "Watch what I can do." And he went right around the earth and that kind of stuff. And he comes back and so she's talking to him. And she said, "You were too young tonight." He said, "No, it was my time. It was my time." And there was two shadowy figures standing beside me. She says, who are they?" And she described the guy next to him was in a kind of a 40s garb with the hat and the suit and everything. And he was standing there silently. And she could see his face. And then the next one was a much more shrouded figure. She couldn't see the face. But anyways, that these both said, "Oh, he's learning really quickly. He is learning so quickly." He said, "Yeah, see what I can do." And he took her hand, and they went out, astral
Wow.
traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she saw the earth from space. And she said it was this living, breathing organism. The earth was breathing. She said it was incredible.
Wow.
But see, this is what I say. She's a very evolved being.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, pretty neat.
Wow.
And then, so they came back, and she says she suddenly noticed that there was this mouse on his shoulder, on Jordan's shoulder. She said, "Oh my God, Jordan, that's Walter." It was her pet mouse from months previous that had died.
That's
Isn't that
crazy.
amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
True. And that's a pretty big thing, Connie, to be dreaming about the future. It is crazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I know I had also a vision of like timelines.
Mm-hmm.
This thing where what would happen if you went back and changed something. Uh, let's say I went back. Let's say I went, just for the hell of it, I went back and came out earlier. Knew who I was and decided to come out earlier. Before I got married. I actually didn't really know that. I just knew I was getting having crushes on girls, and I didn't really know why. Oh, we have a troll.
Yeah.
So, uh, um, but what I was shown in this vision was that, okay, if you go back there and change that, when you come back to present time, it won't be changed. You'll be in the same timeline. What will happen? What will happen is you just create a parallel lifeline. I have a very simple drawing here that's trying to explain it. Dead simple. Okay. See, there's this straight line is your
Yeah.
present life. If you change something back here, it just creates a parallel
Oh, yeah.
life.
Mm-hmm.
Just,
I hear what you're
yeah,
saying now. Mhm. Yeah, it
yeah,
does.
yeah, yeah. So we have millions of parallel lives
Absolutely. Yeah,
based on
absolutely.
the decisions we make.
Mm-hmm. There's
But going back in time and changing.
the
Yeah,
potentiality of something that could have happened continues on while we do something else. Isn't that
yeah.
amazing to think how that could happen?
It is amazing. I know, it's amazing. Looks like I wasn't able to put that guy in timeout. Oh, Deb got it. Thanks, Deb. Said there was an error message here, so
Oh,
thanks, Deb. I have very good monitors here. They're very good troll hunters.
yeah, good. Because they're pretty persistent.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, Deb. She sent the troll to the cornfields.
Yep.
Is it getting
I love
those cornfields are getting pretty full behind Deb's house. Oh, you're cutting your hair.
that.
It's amazing. Lisa's able to cut her own hair.
That's crazy. I
Just
wouldn't. I
sharing.
would
Yeah, well,
probably.
don't share anything more, please, in the bathroom. Yeah. Oh, I know I've had so many things in my life that just amazing stuff that's happened, and I just want to concentrate. It just happens. I
Yeah.
just want to concentrate it more to make it much more controllable, or I mean, not to have control, but just to develop that more.
Well, that's the thing, because you already have this great past, right? Of and which all of us have
Yeah,
it. It's just you're
it's
very
just rich.
attuned to being aware of
Yeah.
it. Like we have symbols, signs, all kinds of stuff that happen in our life, but we're not aware of it because of our busy lives or whatever's going on, and we're just not trained to be
Oh,
aware of it. Like
Lisa,
somebody said
Lisa.
earlier. So absolutely, you can keep growing in that for sure.
Yeah,
Keep it.
so I just have more time to concentrate on. I mean, this I keep seeing this. This is another chapter of my life that's opened up. I'm just so excited.
Yeah,
Just I'm
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel so happy. So there's so much to find out and discover.
And you just think if we would have started when we were kids. Ugh,
Oh, I know.
where
I
we're
know. Oh
supposed to
my
be
God.
right now. We
I was
can't
just
go
going to
back.
say we're where we're supposed to be.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
So
are.
what are you in what are some of the things you're doing right now? I know you're teaching a mediumship class,
I am. Well, I'm still a student. I'm always
and
a student of life. I love being a student. I'm
mhm,
always honing in on on my things as well. Like all the things that I do, I'm always still trying to hone in on it and become a better medium and more trusting and more accepting, because our biggest
mm,
obstacle is
mm,
our own mind and getting out of our own way. So I'm constantly doing that, which I love doing. um, I am going to take a trip, which I am so excited about, in June to England and see
mhm.
some of the great historical stuff there
Oh,
and work with a teacher there for a couple weeks. So I'm really excited about that.
oh,
Um,
nice. Yeah, I
favorite
really
thing
want to go to the UK.
Oh, I I never wanted to until I started my path, and now I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, there's
yeah,
so many things there I want to see, and I've got so many
yeah,
friends that I've met through doing this kind of thing, right? All of our lives that
yes,
are over in the
yeah,
UK, and they're kind of close where I'm going to be, so I'm hoping to see a lot of
yeah,
them while I'm there.
yeah,
Yeah, and
right.
I just, for me, it's continuing to develop any way I can develop, or I can help other people, and
Mhm.
uh, be able to share the wisdom of potentially what we can achieve, because a lot of times we keep ourselves back. You're really good at that. That's one of the things when you listen to you talk about the openness that you have to be able to explore experiencing different things. When we grow up in our families, we're usually taught to be more conservative and not really trust those kinds of things, or they're wrong, or we need to be afraid of them, or whatever. So it's beautiful how you just open up to it. Very impressive.
Well, yeah, I was in my teens because my mother and aunt were so involved in that, and uh, but it's been a long time. I mean, I started to realize, like in university, that I was an empath.
Hmm.
That what the feelings I was picking up weren't the energy I was picking up wasn't mine, because it really confused
Right.
me when I was young. It quite depressed me. I think a lot of empaths go into depression because they're picking up all this nasty
Yeah.
energy.
That they don't know it's not
Yeah.
theirs. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know until first year university when this really good friend of mine, she'd stop at my place for a muffin and a coffee, and
Mm.
she had just separated from her husband, and of course she was a mess. But so this is months in, and I said, "Look, Eileen, I know you're a mess most of the time, but I said this is what I'm feeling, and I don't think it's me." And so I described the feelings to her, and her eyes just went like this. And so I was crystal clear then that
Yeah.
I picked up people's feelings. Yeah. When I go into a room and I was uncomfortable, I was picking up stuff.
One of the passions that I have, and I
Um,
haven't been able to really work with it yet, is to work with kids with disability, because they have it. And if we can start them earlier
yes.
with responsibility, though, I mean, like mediumship is
Yeah.
probably not a good idea, because you can get into some scary stuff when
No.
you're doing
No.
mediumship. But just when it
Yeah.
comes to
Yeah.
acknowledging what they're experiencing or what they're feeling or the sensations that they have, and be able to help them to be able to maneuver and kind of navigate through it, because nobody teaches that. And a lot of the people in my world don't believe that you should, and I totally disagree with that, because you're empowering them, you're giving them the truth, you're giving them the tools that they need.
Yeah.
Because even as a kid, I'm sure you
Yeah.
felt spirit around. I'm sure you felt that shift, that energy
Oh,
around you. I know I did. And when I was a kid, I remember having terrible nightmares in my
I certainly felt it. I certainly felt it going into a church. I felt that
oh,
energy. It was
definitely.
something
Oh my
really
gosh,
magical.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I
I feel
remember
it when
going,
I go traveling.
yes,
Yeah.
mhm, yeah,
I, yeah,
definitely.
traveling, go to certain places like I was, I guess about 7 years ago, I was in Quebec City. Oh, the history there. I just could feel the
Yeah,
energy of it all.
yeah.
It just,
And
wow, it
it's
just blew me
interesting.
away. Yeah. So I,
When I was a kid and I would go into like a cemetery, I was always intrigued by the energy. I didn't know I was feeling the energy when I was a kid. I
me
had
too.
no idea. But I would be
Yeah.
intrigued by what
Yeah.
I was feeling. It's like, wow. And so I used to just like be in awe of it. And then once I started realizing what I was feeling, I was afraid. It was like, no, I'm not going into the cemetery. I don't want to deal with these dead people. So it's interesting as your
Yeah.
perspective changes. And now I'm like, okay, take me to the cemetery. I don't really care. But if you
Yeah. It
understood
doesn't
that as
bother
a
me.
kid, it totally would help with the development of that child to be able to know the truth of who they are and the potentials that they have, and being
Mm-hmm.
able to tap into the gifts that we're
Mm-hmm.
taught not to pay attention to. It'd just be, oh, if we could just teach that in school, that would be great.
Yeah. Well, it's
Oh,
energetically, it's very noisy here. We have a
yeah,
lot of, yeah, I heard, saw that. That's terrible, Jane. Aw.
yeah, yeah,
When I was a kid,
yeah.
I
I hear.
remember flying. It felt so real. No one, I didn't never told anyone till recently. Ah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's big. That really is
Yeah,
big.
yeah, it's huge. Yeah, my daughter left here. As I said, she's very, very gifted, and it's too noisy
Yeah.
for her here. It's way too
I used
noisy.
to have that when I first started. I used to tell, I had a mentor and then some friends that didn't understand me, but my mentor did. And I would tell them, it's just so loud. How do you quiet it down? Turn it down. How do I turn that noise down? It was so loud. And what it is your awareness of the spiritual world. And you don't realize that is what you're tapping
Yep.
into. So now I don't have that anymore because I understand it. But, oh, when I was first starting and it would drive me crazy. I didn't know how to really seriously, I thought I was going crazy because of all the noise that I was
Mm-hmm.
hearing. But now, like I
Mm-hmm.
live in LA and I
My,
love hearing the birds. I don't hear them crying because what I hear, for me, it's been a lifeline to the birds. The birds are really important to me in my process of kind of going through my midlife crisis or whatever you want to call it. And, all the changes that I went
yeah.
through. And it was just listening to the birds and how they sing to each other. And where
Mm-hmm.
I'm at, there's these trees,
Mm-hmm.
and I would literally outside my office window, I would literally watch them play. They were playing with each other, and all of them. It wasn't just like, the one species played with the one species played with, they were all playing together. And just sitting there watching them just brought me out of that more torment that I was feeling and just experiencing the joy of nature. So I didn't hear the
Yeah.
crying of them, but
Of,
just I
no.
listen to them when they're singing, and I just pay attention. I can hear what they're
Yeah.
saying and how they're talking to each other, and
Yeah.
the birds appreciate each other.
Of course, yeah, yeah, I love the birds here. It's, of course I live in the forest. I'm up the side of a mountain here in my little mountain cabin. And
Mhm.
the birds are just fantastic. And I have feeders
Yeah,
out and I just sit with my coffee on the front deck and I watch
yeah,
them. And
yeah,
the deer come as
yeah,
well. And the
yeah.
dragonflies, when they're in season. It's pretty neat. I hear the owls at night. In fact, the
Oh,
other night I was going out. I'm off the grid, so there's solar panels, and of course, when those days where we don't get enough solar energy, we top the batteries up with a generator. So the other night I went to turn the generator off, and I was walking back, and in one of the fruit trees, like close to me, I saw these two bright yellow eyes, these two lights,
Oh,
these yellow lights, and I went,
oh,
what? What's that? What's that? And then, so I looked at it, flashed my flashlight. It was picking up the light from my flashlight. I thought, what is that? It didn't move at all. And then I went on a little bit further, and then I went back. No, I wonder if it's an owl. Well, just as I was wondering that, the owl blinked its eye. It blinked its eyelids. It blinked, and then
Wow.
the eyes were open again. So I thought, yeah, it's an owl. It's the first
Yeah.
time I've seen that.
Yeah. If you can travel, Deb, where do you want to travel to? When you start traveling,
Yeah,
where do you want to?
exactly.
I love traveling. Oh, I love going
Me
places.
too. I'd love to travel on my motorcycle. I'm going to do that this summer.
Do you actually do
Oh,
you just take off and then stay at a hotel somewhere and just like wherever you want to go, you go?
no, I can't. I usually camp. I still camp. I can still do that.
Why?
I can still
Oh, you
sleep on the
can't.
ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
By yourself?
I don't have by myself.
Really? I
Yeah.
bow to you. You're much, but see, I'm a city girl. So
I
I
don't know
know.
if I would do that I don't know about the States, but in Canada, I feel completely safe traveling by myself. And also, I would get myself into situations when I was younger because I didn't have confidence. And of course, those perpetrators, those perps, those guys that want to bug you, they pick up on that. So now I just have this, if someone, I just can handle people now, like, don't you fuck with me.
Yeah, I hear you on that one.
And I
Wide open.
put protection around me. Yeah,
Yes, that's
that's right. I like
important.
wide open spaces on the mountains.
Yeah.
That's right. And of course, I live in this province where it's very mountainous, and the motorcycle riding is just glorious. The twists and turns. I hate doing it on the freeway because that's boring. That's just a slab of cement.
I'm reading
But
Kathy's text. She wants to see Lisa's purple hair color.
yes. Oh, have you dyed it purple? God, I was thinking of doing that. You got my idea this week. This week, I thought of that. I was going to get Kevin to do some
Funny.
purple.
I actually thought of that too. Wouldn't it be fun to put purple in my hair? Why
Oh,
not?
yeah. You stole my idea, Lisa. She's still getting into my head.
I love that.
Yeah. Well, I can't believe it. It's been over 2 hours.
Oh my
Do you
gosh.
believe
It had
that?
it went by fast. No, it went by very fast. We didn't do any card readings.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. We
No,
did
we didn't do
snake
any
readings.
card readings. Yeah. I dyed my hair platinum. Oh, you're copying me. My sister, my soul sister.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I think purple hair would be fun. I'm with you, Tammy. I'm going anywhere there's a beach. Where there's a beach, I'm going. That, Lisa, is one of my go-to places. What do I do when I want to do something fun? I go to the beach. That's what I do. One of my favorite places is Hawaii.
Yeah, here, somebody said they didn't like the bugs. Here, we don't have as much problem with the bugs as I think you do down in the States. I know in Ontario, the bugs are terrible, but here in BC, they're not that bad. And besides, that doesn't really bother. I mean, I just, my tent, I just keep them out of my tent.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. No, I've been not afraid to travel by myself. I find when I travel by myself, I meet more people. I have much
I like
more
to travel
interesting
by myself.
Conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, if I travel, I prefer to travel by myself. But I can't sleep outside. I have to have a hotel. I'm spoiled.
Well,
I need a bed.
I can, I mean, I like to camp where I can have a shower and that kind of stuff. That keeps me going. But, but if I get tired of it, I just stay at a motel. But my mother took us camping as kids, and I've just always loved the outdoors, and I just still love camping. I got my little 2-person tent and my camping gear on my motorcycle, and off I go.
I love that.
Yeah.
I get into my
Yeah.
car and off I go. And then I go stop
Well,
at
I
a
do.
hotel. I'll keep going off in my
Yeah.
car.
Well, I do that too. I take trips like that too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's so
Although,
beautiful here. I still haven't explored all of
oh,
BC,
I've been to
or all
Vancouver
of
one
Canada.
time years when my kids were young. I took them there, and
Hmm.
it's so beautiful there. I was so
Oh,
impressed with
it's gorgeous. Yeah.
Victoria, not Vancouver. I'm sorry, Victoria.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, Victoria. Yeah. Well,
so beautiful there.
I'm just a short way from Victoria, a short
Okay.
half-hour ferry ride, and
Uh,
Victoria is very much like here, like the landscape
mhm,
and stuff. And
mhm.
yeah, it's I love Victoria. I grew up in Vancouver.
Okay, I've been there
So,
too.
yeah.
But then
Yeah.
Victoria, I was really impressed. I just love, and the people were so nice there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the people
Yeah.
there. Stayed there for
Yeah,
about a week.
when I went across the American border for the first time, I was 19, and of course, watching American TV and all that, I wasn't expecting it to be much of a difference in culture, but I was
Mhm.
shocked at how different it
Very
is.
different. And every
Very
part of the
different.
US is different. You don't even have
Exactly.
the same. The East
Exactly.
Coast and the
Well,
West Coast cannot be even close to similar to each other.
no, and that's the same here. Our regions are different too. Like in Alberta, you'd swear you were in Texas.
Oh,
it's
how
it's
funny.
It's Texas North. Very
Yes.
conservative.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. In fact, that's where my daughter lives, and she says it's very quiet here, Mom. You know, she means psychically and energetically. She says it's very quiet here.
That's so funny. My daughter lives in actual Texas and she's
Yeah.
intuitive. And so I'm like,
Right.
how are you surviving in Texas? I mean,
Exactly.
no. Although she doesn't live very far from Austin, and Austin is the only part of Texas you
Oh,
can
right.
live.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a really sassy. In fact, she has sassy in her name. Her name is Sassy Scorpio Tarot.
Hmm.
Yeah, Sassy Scorpio Tarot, and she's from Austin.
Uh-huh.
Boy, the way she reads, she doesn't pull any punches.
That's
She doesn't sugarcoat it. Yeah,
funny.
she's really interesting.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a very interesting place, Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
almost moved there. I almost moved there.
Yeah. Well, my dear, I
It
think
was
we
fun.
could go on forever,
Uh-huh. And
but
with all your
oh,
wonderful people, they're amazing.
oh, they are amazing. They are. Yes, yes. Stop along and see me. That's right, and I'll
Yeah.
stop. I'll go and visit you. Do you want to just to end this? Do you want to pull a few rebel cards?
Oh, sure. I love my rebel cards. Are you kidding me?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Who
love
wants a
rebel
rebel card? They're going to jump all over this. Who wants a rebel card? I'll put you on the list.
cards. Find mine. Where's my rebel cards? I just had it.
Oh, purple at the tips. That would be interesting, Connie. I was going to talk
I'm
to
not supposed to
the
pull my
camera.
rebel cards. I don't see them.
Okay, Rondell's in the chute. She's first in the chute. Okay.
Here they are.
All right. Who would like a rebel card? All right. Mamba Bear, got you.
Randall?
Yes,
I guess
Lisa has her new website. It's a spiritualintuitivetarot.com. So check out her website. She's doing private readings. Okay,
wow.
okay. All right, Seascape, Kathy, Linda B.
I pulled one for Randall.
Okay, Rondell. She's it's a woman,
Rondell.
and she's an Aussie.
An
She's in
Aussie.
Oz.
Aussie. Wow.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I love the beach too. I love the ocean. Being a Pisces, I find the ocean I just love it. Of course,
So,
I live near the ocean.
ugh, I want to be
Go
living
ahead.
close.
Go ahead.
So for Rondell, get some freaking sleep. I could say that, right? You are being an
Yes, you can.
A. Okay. I don't know what your
You can do it. It's all right. Do the
okay.
do the whole words. It's
You are
all
being an
cool.
ass because you are not because you are freaking tired. So I feel like for you, you need to really take a break. You're pushing yourself way too hard. You're not taking a rest. Clearly, it's you're putting yourself out. I really like if I look at you, it's just like you're a candle. You're not putting yourself out. So really, Spirit is asking you to slow down and
She's going through some really tough
okay.
times right now. She's had some close friends and relatives die. It's been a
Well, I
really,
feel
really
like
awful time.
what
Yeah.
Spirit is asking you to do though is really take the time to rest. Take your time to go within, to take care of yourself, like taking baths. Really, like you need to stop. You need to stop and take some rest.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry you're going through such a hard time.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. So Mama Bear is next. Oh, Rondell says I was awake for 24 hours straight 2 days ago. Yeah, you're so spot on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mama Bear. Got a card. We'll go back and forth. I'll do one. You can do one. So Mama Bear, it says, oh, here's the same thing for Mama Bear. It says, get some fucking sleep. You're being an ass because you're fucking tired. Face to the pillow now. 2 in a row.
Okay, you guys, it seems to be a theme. So
there's a theme here.
Stop working so hard.
I need to get sleep too. Last 2 nights I've not had enough.
I think a lot of people are going through a lot of
Connie has a question here. Maybe you can do it after. I know nothing about this, but I'll star it and we'll get back to it.
Oh, I love doing manuscript stuff. But I did for Linda.
You're doing for Linda, yeah.
Yeah.
You.
Aw.
Yeah. So
okay, Linda.
Okay.
They broke your heart. Sorry, didn't even have that in there.
Go ahead.
I'm just the rest is F them. So I feel like you're holding on to some past pain that you need to let go of because it's weighing you down. When I see it, it's almost like I see you like in a water with a big anchor around your ankle pulling you down. That's what it's happening, how it's affecting you. And so it's about really releasing your heart space, like breathe into your heart and close your eyes and really think about just flooding your heart with love, flooding your heart with all the possibilities that you can even muster up because you really need to do a lot of repairing. Because I also feel that in that experience that you've had, because it's not just one, I feel like you've been let down a lot, that you're getting to the point where it's hard for you to trust. And so just allow yourself to open up to love, open yourself up to all the possibilities that are good in life, because I feel like you've come to a point right now where you've been able to see what's going on, and then you're going to be able to make better changes. So don't keep sticking to the past, let it all go, because really, it really is about F them. It's about all of them, because this is your path in this life and you get to create what it is you want. So it's really going to be a matter of you sitting back into your heart space and really flooding your heart with love. You are a wonderful person and you are worthy of love.
That is so apropos for her. I mean, I know her well. She's been a long time viewer, and yeah, she's going through some stuff that she definitely needs to let go. Okay. This is the first time, like you just do a reading. I just read the card and laugh. You do an actual reading, JoAnne. You can't help it.
I can't. It's like this information just comes. I have to say it.
Yeah, that's all right. That's fine. Okay, Seascape. And you can, since you're doing such a wonderful job, you can tune into Seascape if you want.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
I'm on Connie with her manuscript.
Oh, you are. Oh, okay. You're
Yeah.
going out of order, but that's all right.
Okay, wait
I
a
had
minute.
them
Okay,
start,
we'll
but
go back
that's
in
okay.
order. Who am I? Okay, who am I doing? Who are we doing?
Seascape.
Who are you doing?
Seascape.
Seascape.
Seascape. Yeah.
I
Okay.
do. What is the I do? Is there more to
She's
that? That's
meaning
the
I want a
question.
card. I do.
Oh,
I want a card.
sorry. I thought there was a specific question.
That's okay.
All right, let's see. What does Seascape need to know? What does Seascape need to know? Oh, you need this one. Oh. So the card that I get for you is frickin'. Sorry.
Frickin'.
It is about to get real. Frick. You need your people around you. I'm sorry, I can't say the F word. I'm fine. Okay, so for you, I feel like what really strikes me about this is the people around you. So you're not making good choices of the people that you have next to you. And I feel like you're going to get faced with some potential situations that you're not going to like, because these people aren't really for your best and highest good. They're using you. And I think you know that. I think you can feel that. So Spirit is asking you to step back, evaluate the people that are around you, and are they really there for you? Are they there to get something from you? Because you're a reliable person. You're going to step in. You're going to take care of what needs to be taken care of. It's just a part of who you are. And so that's what they're using out of you. They're trying to get from you. So for you, it's really about, the what's happening is going to be put in your face if you don't start like paying attention to it and doing something different. So it's really paying attention to who's around you. Who are the people that you are connecting with? And then being able to say, by their actions, see what we do. I'm sorry, I do this. I'm going to go off. I'm going to just say this and I'll be done.
Go for it.
So what happens is that we look at, we listen to what people are saying, but we don't pay attention to what they're doing. And they're different things. A lot of times it's a different thing. And what you're doing is you're not paying attention to what they're doing. You're just hearing what they're saying. And I feel like they're not being honest with you. So it's time for you to make a shift in that.
She says something about my bosses. I kick ass at work. She said, damn, you're so right.
You're going to get it. You got it. You just have to pay attention to it. Don't go into your habits of who you are. Change those habits and say, I'm worthy of respect, and I'm going to respect, again, trust. That's the same thing with the trust, right? I'm going to respect myself. And when you start doing that and you start looking at what people are saying and what people are doing, you're going to flip like that. I can see you just flipping like that, because you're going to be like, wait a minute, how did I miss this? Has this really been going on around me for this long? You're going to start seeing things in a completely different way. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I guess along that vein, the card I got for her was winning. It said, you've got a good thing going. Don't ruin that shit.
Okay.
Yes, JoAnne does have some awesome contact. You're right, Deb. Yeah, worth checking out her site. Okay, next one is Kathy. Kathy H. She wants a card. I think I should just let you do it.
No.
No. All right. Well, okay. Well, I'll try to get the bulk of it too. I've just been reading the cards.
Wow.
Seascape says you guys rock. Thank you. JoAnne rocks for sure.
No, you did perfect. So for you, Kathy, it is going down with your job. Reevaluate, change your perspective, fucking quit. Hey, wow, that one came out pretty easily. This must have been an exclamation point for you, because the other ones I haven't been able to say that. And I'm not a prude really, but when it comes to being in public areas, I don't really use profanity. So I feel like for you,
Yeah.
I feel like for you, it's funny because I somehow don't believe this has to do with your actual job, your career. I do feel like there's big change coming towards you where you're going to have to reevaluate your life because I feel like you're going to be made with a choice or a decision that you're going to have to make. And I feel like the decision is not going to be easy. So that's why their perspective is going to be important because I feel like, are you making a job change or you got a job offer? Or there's something going on with an old job into a new job. I'm seeing a change now. I'm seeing one of your bosses is doing some kind of shenanigans. I'm hearing boss like there's
So I
something
wonder if
going on.
Kathy's still here. Kathy,
Oh,
you're
we get
still
that
here?
a lot when I do card readings. If you're not, I feel like that's what
Yeah.
Spirit is asking you to do is change your perspective because I feel like the choice that you may make is going to be, again, it's kind of like the other reading about what somebody's saying is not what they're doing. So I feel like your perspective is paying attention to all of your options around you and then making the choice that's going to be the best for you, not for other people. Because I feel like there's some people that are trying to sway you to do what's best for them, not for you. But I feel like your team is telling you, we're going to help you make the right choice that's best for you. So change the way you're looking at it because I feel you're looking at it in the way of not seeing the whole overall picture. You're just seeing one part of it. So you need to look at the overall picture. And I feel like you're going to change your direction. You're going to see things differently.
Well, along that line, this is actually a great card too. This one is called Detox. Drink a smoothie, unfriend that asshole, and throw some shit out.
Love it. See? It was
So that
right
goes along with that.
along with it.
Yep. Oh, Kathy is here. She said, I did.
Okay. Keep your eyes open. You're not done. It's not done yet. There's something coming. There's something else coming. I feel it.
Okay. I think Connie's next. Yep, Connie.
For the manuscript. Couldn't wait to get to that one, Connie.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to finish this. You've worked hard on this manuscript. This has been like not something that you've just done willy-nilly. This feels like it was something that was you've been developing for a while. Feels like this manuscript.
You are right. You're dead on.
So you got to get some effing sleep. You're being an ass because you are tired. Okay, so for me, because I feel like you've been working, I feel like for me,
come up.
you've been working on this it's like this is a passion of love for you and you put a lot of effort into this manuscript. And I feel like what I feel like with like put your head or face to the pillow is like when you put your face in a pillow, you're blocking everything else out. And that's what I'm feeling because I keep feeling you're working really hard on this manuscript. You've spent a lot of time and energy on it, and you're being influenced by the people around you. So it's almost like cutting everybody out around you. My ears a mess. Cutting everybody out around you, and you focus on what you know is right because I feel like you're going to know which direction to go. And there's like, especially this, you have two, you would understand two, you're talking or dealing with two different companies, I feel like. And one of them is pressuring you more than the other one. Does that make sense to you? If it does, ignore the one that's pressuring you.
So she's been working on this for 20. She's been working. It's 30 chapters that she's written and an epilogue, and it's been a project ongoing for 25 years.
So I feel like there's one company that's talking in your ear, and that company is not telling you the truth. And I feel like there's another one who's a little more quiet. They're kind of standing back and just letting it unfold. But I don't know that either one of them is better than the other with actually helping you with the manuscript, like producing it, publishing it. Because I feel like you're getting that time of publishing it. But I feel like what you need to do is just put your head to the pillow, meaning block everything out, block the noise out, and just trust what you feel, because that's where the truth is going to come from you, is within you. So really trust yourself, and you're going to pick the right one. But I feel like on one side, blah, 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 blah. And the other side, it's just kind of, I'm standing back going, what is she going to do? So pay attention to what people are saying and what they're doing.
Does that make sense, Connie? By the way, going back to Kathy H., she said she just early retired and going into her metaphysical side. So that's the change you picked up.
Oh, I love that. That's a good direction to go, metaphysical.
Absolutely.
I'm changing from a company I've owned for over 30 years to the metaphysical.
Well, the card I picked for Connie was You Do You. Stop trying to change people. That shit never works.
Still goes back into people around you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, ignore that.
She's wondering, I want to know which editor to use. I don't have 2 of anything right now.
You really don't? Oh, you will have 2 then.
Yeah,
You're
so
going
it's
to
an
have to.
editor.
I'm totally seeing one on one side, one on the other side. You know, it's funny though. Am I feeling the editor, or am I feeling that this would be the publisher? I need to pull another card. You guys have all night, don't you?
Oh yeah. Kathy says you're more spot on than you realize. I need time to detox. So that was a perfect card that I pulled for her.
Exactly.
Big changes coming my way. Does anyone else want a card? It's not just a card. You're getting a reading here.
So when I went back, Connie, to clarification on an editor or a publisher, I get the same message for you. So this isn't about who you use. It's about trusting you. And the card that I get when I want a clarity on that is you're giving your power away. You're a fucking badass. So just act like it. So you create you. You create what you want. You decide who is best for you because it's best for you. So trust yourself. That's what I get. Keep trusting yourself.
Okay.
You'll be
I got yours, Deb.
Editor and publisher.
Okay.
Okay. Who are we doing now?
We're doing the crazy Deb Z, or Deb Z, as we say in Canada.
Yeah.
She's a character. We're two birds of a feather. Yes, Connie is a badass. So are you.
Oh. Aw. So I have,
Lisa says she digs you.
Okay, so what I have for you, Deb, is get out of your frickin' head. Need you to say more about that. Get into your heart. It misses you. So I feel like what Spirit is asking you to do is connect back to yourself. Spirit wants you to again, I feel it's still coming back into that heart space, like really showing yourself love. But for me, what that means is to really start going back into what you love. What are the things that you really cherish doing? Because I feel like you've forgotten that, and that you need to go back to what are the things that really make me tick? What are the things that I really enjoy doing? And really saturate yourself on that, because I feel you've kind of disconnected from who you are. And I don't even know if you can completely say, yes, this is what I love right now, because I feel like it's been a while since you've really done that. So I feel like Spirit is just asking you to go back into the truth of who you are and why you're here and what makes you tick, what makes you happy.
Oh, you're welcome, Connie.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, she says, JoAnne, so true. Yeah. Caregiver for so long.
Yeah, you need to.
Mine, I've got 2 cards. I've got, Deb, you need some fucking yoga in your life. I think the piece of doing yoga. Yeah. And ancient shit is cool. And the other thing is, Deb, oh, I'm going to have to turn this light off because the glare is, just turn off for a second. I have a car leaving. Deb, even if you can take maybe a little day trip, you have someone look after your mom, you need to get out. You really do.
You do.
I know. Yeah, you really do. Even for just a few hours.
You've forgotten who you are. You need to remember.
Exactly.
For who you
exactly. She says, I need to be bendy. That's right.
I love it.
Hey, when I do yoga, I'm a special needs student. I find it hard to do.
I used to be able to.
I say to my teacher, I know I have a teacher that's wonderful. She works with older women and she's older than me. And so anyways, I find it difficult. She's always correcting my pose. I find it difficult. I don't seem to have much connection between my mind and my body. And I said, yeah, I know. I'm your special needs student. Debsy says, yes, I've definitely lost myself all these years.
Yeah.
Okay. Mary's next. And anybody else wants a card? Just put in the chat.
Oh, Mary.
Oh, Lisa wants one. Okay. Oh, we'll get Lisa good.
We'll do a whole spread for Lisa with what I call the naughty part.
We will.
Sure, I didn't know I was such a pretty.
Yeah, I need a helmet for yoga too.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
But I found it really good for stretching my back. When I do my yoga, I don't have to see the chiropractor. So I'm getting into it again. Right? I didn't do it for a long time. Yeah. Okay. So, Mary. All right.
So 2 cards came out for you. You got a feeling you just can't shake. That little voice inside of you, listen to that shit. So the second card, which I feel plays on it, one jumped out and the other one I pulled. You're giving away your power. You're a badass. Act like it.
I'm just gonna.
So again, that card came out.
I'm just gonna bring my cat. My cat's crying. I have to let him in. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. So for you, I feel like, Mary, that you're too busy. You're doing too many things. You're being too busy. Busy maker. And you're not really paying attention to the things that are going on around you. It's so funny because I'm getting this cat feeling now. Don't know if that's to you or her too. Yeah. Hold on. So, I feel like for Mary,
well, then come down.
You're not. I'm feeling a little kid. Are you connected to a little kid, Mary? I feel like there's a little kid next to you. I feel like with this little child, that this little child's trying to get you to understand something or hear something. Does that make sense to you? I'm really stumped on this one. I feel like you're in a situation right now, I feel like, where you're not really owning your own power. You're not making decisions. There's a little kid and there's decisions. Can you understand divorce or grandkids? Okay. There's something going on with them or some separation, because I feel like these two cards aren't connected, but they're connected. So I feel like you know something, or there's something inside of you that you know. I'm sorry, I must have gotten distracted, but I feel like there's something there's something going on. Okay. You may be the kid. Huh. There's something going on where you're giving your power away, though. You're not paying attention to what you know to be true. No, that's not it. Okay. So the feeling I have with giving your power away is that somebody else is making a decision and you don't have any control over it. That's what it is. That's what I feel. And with that, you have to give, because I feel like it's not your decision. It's somebody else's decision, but you don't like the decision, or you don't feel right about the decision. And I feel like, but I don't understand the voice. Okay, I'm sorry. This one's got me stumped. I need one more card. Because I feel like a kid's involved, and I feel like you're giving your power away to the choice that's being made because you're not being heard. Does this make sense to you? Because it doesn't make sense to me. Oh my God. They're not going to listen to you, Mary. They're not going to listen to you. Whatever's going on, they're not going to listen to you, because the card that jumped out when I wanted clarification is they broke your heart. Fuck them. So, but I don't feel like it's an easily fuck them kind of situation, because I feel like this is very important to you. I don't know if this makes any sense to you a little bit. I feel like you need to trust. I guess that's the thing I wasn't really sure or didn't really understand about the little voice inside of you. That little voice is talking to you, but you can't do anything about it. I feel like whatever's happening is out of your hands, and you just have to let them be who they are. Oh yeah, no. 12 and 13 year olds.
They don't listen, she says.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mary says, no, they do not listen.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it is breaking your heart. I'm sorry it took me so wonky to get to that conclusion, but I feel like there's nothing you can do. It's out of your hands. It's going to break your heart because you're going to watch them make bad choices, but it's like it's out of your control. You have this intuition in the gut of what's going to happen, but there's nothing you can do. It's, it's not in your control, and you're going to be worried about it. And you're not going to be happy about it, but it's going to be okay in the end. Sorry, that was so wonky.
Okay, the card I picked, says, you're giving too many fucks. Give 0.
You really need to. That's where you need to be.
Let it go.
Absolutely. That's perfect.
Let it go.
Absolutely. And bless you, bless you, bless you. They do grow out of 12, 13, yes. 18, 20. Then they become people again.
Yeah, 30.
I'm thinking 35. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love that. Yes, for entertainment purposes only.
It's going to be fun. And I went to take care of my daughter because she took a really bad turn in November, and then my other daughter visited my daughter, and we were all there for Christmas. Anyways, they were taking turns privately telling me things from childhood that they were hurt by.
Oh my! I experienced that one. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, and so what I did, even though it's their perception, I thought, oh God, it didn't happen that way. Like, fuck, why
I know,
you
right?
that? Like, what was I there? So I just have to say, I just listen, nod, and said, I'm really sorry that you felt that way. I'm really sorry. I don't argue, but just let them get them off. They need to get off their chest. That's fine.
Yep.
But oh boy, it was their perception. So, and some things they were quite, yeah. I will really, own up to stuff I need to own up to. But there's some there that go, oh, come on, was I there?
Yeah, I had that conversation with both of my kids. One was a
Yeah.
little more animated than the other, though. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, same here. Same here.
I mean, you just do the best you can do. That's all.
That's right.
Love them.
I did the
Do the
best I
best you
could at
can
the time.
do.
Yeah.
So are we doing Lisa now?
Okay. Lisa now.
Okay, Lisa. That one was really an interesting download in a roundabout way.
Oh, I missed that. I couldn't find my cat. I could hear him meowing. I thought he was outside and went to the back door. And he didn't come in. I'm like, what's going on? So that was he at the front door. And then I went, oh, he got stuck in the sunroom. There's a sliding glass door that goes up to the sunroom, and that's where he was.
Okay, I was just talking to somebody about a little bit before I came on with you, and we had done a whole thing together for an hour, and she goes, oh, pick it up for a minute. So she went away and she came back. She had locked her cat in this other room as well. And this cat got really mad. The cat got on the bed behind her, and we're on Zoom, so I could see the cat.
Yeah.
The cat's looking at her like, how could you do that to me? So I find it interesting that you had a similar situation. What is the message?
Same thing. Yeah. I thought, where is he? I know he's still in here. Where is he? Yeah. He loves the sunroom. Like, I love my sunroom. Even in the dead of winter, if it's sunny out, that room gets really hot. It's not heated. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. Lisa says, ruh-roh. She's bracing herself.
Believe what you see. Face reality or live in fucking la la land. Choose bravely. So ask an expert is this card has just struck me because it's right on the top. And as I was reading that one, it kept on calling me. Don't rely on your friends or the internet. Listen to the damn professionals. So clearly, I feel like with you, you're not facing something in your life it feels to me like it's shining in your face and you don't want to face it. It's something that you don't want to face because you don't want to do it. And the professionals, I feel, are not necessarily professionals, but the people that are around you that you trust, that you can talk to and ask for guidance on. Because I feel like what I'm seeing is that you know the answer, but you don't like the answer. So you don't want to do it, because I feel like you're and I know you. I have to say I do know Lisa somewhat. And I know that you're a very kind person. So I feel like it's one of those things where you don't want to hurt somebody. You don't want to hurt their feelings. But you have something to say and you're not saying it. And so you have to trust, talk to people about it. The people that you can really trust and will give you good advice. Because I feel like that you're not going to listen to them in what they tell you to do, but you're going to listen to them as you help decipher through your own mind what is right for you. So the listening part of it's going to be different, right? You're not going to somebody for advice, and I don't mean it the way it's going to sound, but necessarily to take it. It's just something that's going to help you.
She says, I totally do that.
Okay.
She says, I totally do that.
It's the process of you being able to figure out what is right for you, because you're in something that you don't want to do and it's not right for you and you don't know how to change it. And it's okay to say, this isn't right for me, because it's all in the way we say it. If we're going to be mean about it, then we can hurt people's feelings. But if we can say it in a loving way, then it will help to open things up. Okay.
Yeah. She says she filters it all.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got 2 cards for her. Oh, now he's crying to go out. You're going to have to wait. So this one's, Lisa says, fuck, shit is about to get real. Fuck, you need your people around you. And the other one is totally, here's this card. Here, the next card. This card's come up 4 or 5 times tonight. It says, get some fucking sleep. You're being an ass because you're fucking tired. Face the pillow now. Now,
Yeah.
Lisa's just gotten a new job, and so she can't be a night owl anymore. So I bet she's having a little bit of trouble getting into the sleep routine because she really is a night owl.
It's a big change, especially when you're a night owl. I remember being a night owl. I'm not a night owl anymore.
She's
They
like,
do that.
spill it, girl.
Yeah.
Can you hear my cat?
I
It's giving
can.
me heck.
I'm sure everybody hears your cat.
All
That's
right.
okay.
All right.
Being
I'll let you out.
Who's next?
He wants to go out. Just hold on. You want to go out? Okay. No, come here.
Oh my. 9:30.
Here he is.
Oh, look at you. Name?
Oh,
He, she.
you're not happy, are you?
And well, you locked in your room in a hot room all day.
You want to go out in the prowl. I know.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Look at that face. Not listening to me. That's what I need as a cat. What's your new job, Lisa? Oh, well, at least you like it. That's a good. Well, it's not the job. It didn't feel like a job issue.
You like the job? What is it, Lisa? Oh,
Yeah,
she
what
goes
is
to
the
bed at 9:30.
Uh-huh.
She goes to bed at 9:30. Wow, that's early for you, girl. Yes, he is. He was pouting, Lisa. He definitely was pouting. Yeah, Deb.
That's right.
Yeah, she just got a new job. Get plenty of sleep and drink water. Yeah.
Yes, and drink water, lots of water,
So,
and your body will adjust.
are you going to spill it, Lisa? What you're doing? Are you working with a bank? Because you had some applications out to banks. He's worked in a bank before. A daytime escort. I guess she's not going to spill the tea.
That's funny. Yes, adulting does suck. It can at times,
suck.
put it that way. It doesn't always suck. We
Yeah.
get to do a lot of fun things, but
I can be a kid again.
uh-huh.
Got my pensions coming in, and if I want to sleep in, I sleep in.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to do what you want, like card readings.
I get to do what I want. Well, I taught a lot longer than most teachers. I taught until I was 65. Yeah, usually they retire at age 57, 58.
Some don't even make it that long.
Oh, yeah. No, they don't. Stress.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm rubbing it in, J-Rock. Yeah, I'm rubbing it. No, I paid my dues. Come on, 40 years of teaching. I paid my dues.
Oh, absolutely. 40 years of teaching, you overly paid your dues.
40. Yeah, I overly paid.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
You
yeah. No, I still enjoyed it. I didn't want to retire, but I retired at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. Now you get to create a whole new second half.
That's what I am.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
Exactly. I love it.
Seascape says, I have standards as long as they're gorgeous and have lots of money. Well, that's what I'm trying to manifest. Gorgeous and lots of money. Well, at least I want, well, gorgeous inside and out and you know, they're, they're not looking for a purse. Like, I'm not going to be their purse. I mean, they don't have to have a lot of money, just be able to take care of themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it looks like nobody's asking for cards, so
All right.
I guess we'll end it there. This was so much fun, JoAnne. I'm so
That's fun.
glad you got me out
Thank
of a
you.
bind, to fill in. Not only did you fill in, this was great.
It
And you've
was
never
fun.
done this before. I mean, you do your own show, but you've never done it quite like this. So, although
No, well,
you've been doing it with Marsha.
yeah,
You've been doing
I
it with
do this
Marsha.
live.
Yeah.
I was just saying, no, I do
Yeah,
this.
exactly. You do it live.
Oh yeah, all the time. Don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
Marcia keeps trying to reel me in, and clearly I'm not.
You're
I'm
welcome,
not capable
Lisa.
of that. So. Yes, you are welcome.
Tries. What do you mean? What do you mean reeling you in?
Um, I was on good behavior. Usually I go off for like minutes and minutes, and Marcia gets very frustrated with me.
Oh.
I'll do a whole reading, and it's like I can't stop.
I know.
The information is
I know.
flowing. I have to keep going. She gets
I
really
know.
mad
I'm
at
the
me.
same way. I'll have zillions of cards. Like, I just keep doing
That's
it
what I do.
until it
Yeah,
feels right.
yeah.
I have to. It has to tell a story, right?
Although
So
exactly, you get me. That's it. It has. I
yeah, I
can't just
get
pull one
you.
card. I just have to tell a whole story. Yes. And
Yeah,
she's like,
yeah,
just
yeah,
pull one or two cards to it. No, I have to pull eight. I need to have all the
yeah.
fillers and
That's
things that
me.
then I wouldn't have worked
Yeah,
so hard on that child and anyway.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was fun, you
yeah.
guys. Thank you.
Exactly.
I enjoyed being
All
here.
right. Well, that was great fun. Do you still want to keep the date in March?
Sure, no problem. I have it on my calendar.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. This was fantastic. Such a great conversation. I mean, 2 hours, over 2 hours. And
Yeah.
then we got to a few questions. But I thought, it's funny, we pulling rebel cards and end up with a reading. That's fantastic, JoAnne. Man, you're fast. You're going to teach me to get faster. I mean, I can tune in and I can see a scene. And
Yeah.
then I get intuition from, there's a story with the cards. Of course, I read intuitively and hits that I get. But you're like, boom, you're there. I'll get there.
You will. We all get there. It's just
That's
working on
right. Deb. Sharon got her therapy. And we got a few cards read. That's right.
Oh my God, that is funny. Thank you, Deb. That was
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, she's great. See, I get roasted all the time. Okay, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Looks like they really enjoyed it. So thank you. All right, see you next week at the regular time, people, at Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific. And next week I've got Jane the Seeker, who was in the chat room, and also I think Lisa and we're on with Mary Street. I think, is it Wednesday or Thursday, Lisa? Just let me look. And it's on the Nasty Women channel. So we've got that coming up. This is something different. Hold on. Yeah, the 23rd on a Wednesday at 5 o'clock. It actually was changed to 5 o'clock. We're on with Mary Street. Mary Street comes on and takes us on a journey. She sometimes has us do psychic games, where we guess things and that kind of stuff. It's pretty neat. She comes in with her stuff and we play. So it should be good.
Yeah.
And I probably will pop up for a live stream sometime during the week. So I'd like to do it twice a week. So anyways, thank you so much. Oh, and remember, you guys, Lisa, don't forget to shave your legs. Yeah, she hasn't been out for 2 years. She must have a huge crop. I ran into a friend at the beach, on this island here, one of the lovely lakes that we can swim at, and she said, "Do you like my legs?" She says, "I'm trying out a new style to see if it'll catch on." She had one leg shaved, and the other had the winter crop. Oh, it's so funny.
Oh, that
Anyways,
is
oh, by the way, I did get to 500, so I have a community page now, and I'm giving away free 30-minute reading. So underneath this video, if you just put free reading or reading, I'll put your name into a hat. And in a few days, I'll come on live stream, and I will be. Oh, that's right, you went to LA. A free reading for the lucky winner that I pull their name out of a hat. So drop a comment, say free reading, and I'll put you in the draw. Okay. So I've actually tried to say goodbye a few times, but I think this is it.
oh, that's great.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Have
Good
a
night,
great weekend.
everybody.